Here. Post up these links. Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. I can post up these links real quick and then we can get started. Today is the 11th. There. All right, cool. Yeah, so if you guys took the UK 100 trade, it looks like it hit full TP just now. If you guys let it run to full TP, I mean, if not, you guys might have gotten taken out at either break even or at TP1 right here, because price obviously came down, triggered TP1. Depending on which exit strategy you guys are using, either swung up, hit your TP1 or hit break even, and it came all the way back down. So we'll analyze everything else a bit further in a second, guys. Let me just finish posting up these links and then we can get started. There. Oh. US 30. Looks like this hit TP as well from last night. Not bad, about 2,000 pips. On my alerts for your US 30. Looks like we're good. All right, guys. So let me post up these links real quick, and then we can get started. So I'll post links on the real quick. All right, guys, I got the links posted up on the Telegram groups. I'm going to post it up on the Facebook real quick and on a couple other pages, and then we're good to go. So let me get this on the Facebook. And then lastly, email. All right, so let me go ahead and post this up over here real quick. A couple of the places. And I think we should be good to go, guys. Oh yeah, one last place, the place that takes the longest, the Instagram real quick. So let me post up the Instagram real quick, and then we can get started, guys. Screenshot that. That link on there. Swipe up button. All right, looks like we're good to go, guys. All right, so let me get started. So let me pull up the chat real quick. Let me see who's in the room. See, morning Alkin, morning Indra, morning Billy, morning Skill Straight, morning Wave, morning Uzman, morning Nicole, morning Greg, morning John, morning Terrell, morning Lisa, morning Zephyr, morning Sanji, morning everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. You know, I'm ready to get back into these profits. If you guys sat in on my session yesterday, I told you guys that I took this speculative sell right here for US 30. It hit my TP down here, it looks like, for about 2,200 pips. Also for our UK 100 trade, which is the only other trade that was, discussed, looks like this hit full TP as well. So depending on how you guys were applying your exit strategy, you know, it just depends on how you guys want to use it. If you guys want to follow the K2 simple exit strategy, you possibly moved your stop loss to TP1 right here as it swung down. And then as it swung up, you have gone stopped out in profit. If you were following, a different one where you move it to break even, you might have gone stopped out at break even. Otherwise, if you guys just let it run to full TP, which is what a lot of people are doing, it would have hit full TP as well. So just depending on which exit strategy you're using, I always advise that you use the simple exit strategy, but not everyone follows that. So it's just up to you how you wanted to manage it. And some people just don't use exit strategy at all. They just let it run to full TP because we have such a high win rate. So, I mean, it's really up to you what you guys did. Obviously, everyone's going to have different results. Everyone's going to be complaining about something different. Someone's going to complain that they hit TP1. Some people are going to complain they hit break even. Some people are going to complain that they hit full TP. But I mean, it's really up to you guys how you guys want to manage your trade. If you guys feel comfortable with letting the trade run, then let it run. If you guys aren't comfortable, then move your stop loss. But it's really up to you how you want to manage the trade. We just give you guys updates with regard to what happens with the trade, obviously, right? What's the full TP? What's the TP1, TP2, et cetera, et cetera. But we don't know what's going on with your account. And, just another reminder, guys, we always use currency.com, right? So people always complain about the signals that we give out sometimes if the entry points, TP stop loss are different. Obviously, it's going to be different if you're not using currency.com. We always tell you guys that we use currency.com for indices. We always use forex.com for Forex, right? So nothing's changed. We've been doing the same thing for over a year now. If you guys have been to K2 for a while, I don't understand where there's any confusion. So, I'm just trying to state the facts here, guys. Like, if you guys want the same numbers, then use currency.com. If you have different numbers, then you just have different numbers because your broker is different. But it doesn't make the numbers, it doesn't make our entry points, TPs wrong. It's proper if you're using the broker that we recommend. So just keep that in mind, guys. And then we will continue moving forward. So good morning, everybody. Let me check the chat again before we get started, and then we can continue. Hey, so morning, Sneaks, morning, Mercibal, morning, Short C, morning, Walter, morning from Razul, morning, Tam, morning, Joey, morning, Shell, morning, Josh, morning, Kasim, morning, Vishnu, morning, Matej, morning, everybody. So yeah, like I mentioned, if you guys want to have the same pricing as as what we post for our normal signals, then use currency.com. If you're using an unregulated broker, that's cool too. But just keep in mind that the numbers are going to differ, right? All brokers are different. So it doesn't matter if you had a different broker or if you had currency.com, you should have still hit full TP right here if you were holding it, because it went down quite a bit since then. So it went down an extra 70 pips. So just keep that in mind, guys. Or if you want to, have the same numbers and use a different broker, then you just have to adjust your pricing to, what's the pricing on currency.com. There's a lot of different ways to fix it, guys, but that's just a clarification as to, what data points we use for indices and what data points we use for Forex. So let's see if there's anything else here. Morning, Larry. Morning, Sam. Morning, everybody. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It's another reminder. I'm gonna take a seat. Start standing all morning. But I was looking at the news, guys, and everything's been moving a little crazy this morning. They're gonna try to impeach Trump this week if you guys are following U.S. news. So we'll see how that affects the market. The U.S. dollar has been moving pretty crazy this morning as well. Looking at NU right here, it's been dropping. So the U.S. dollar has been gaining strength for whatever reason. You'd expect it to go down, but it's actually gaining in strength, even with all the craziness going on in the U.S. right now. So we will we'll see where that goes. Otherwise, I'll just keep analyzing the charts and see if there's anything worth entering. I was going to enter a few trades here. So we had one entry that was available here for OddCAD. I didn't take it because the market just wasn't moving consistently last night. Same with OddJPY right here. There was a sell entry right here that I could have called, but I didn't call it because the market, like I mentioned, is still moving a little unusually. So right here, it dropped in profit about 30 pips. If you guys did take it, I think Tam took it, right? Let me see. Tam sent her profits in the group over here. Let's see if yeah, so I think Tam sent her profits. Yeah, nice work, Tam. So we were talking about this yesterday. Tam was asking me about OddJPY, OddUSD. Nice profits right there. I did mention that they did look like good entries, like they're all going to be bearish this morning or last night. And they were. Unfortunately, I didn't take them, but it's fine. I don't like taking unnecessary risks, but I'm glad that Tam made profit and whoever else made profit as well. If anyone makes profit in K2, it's all good. We all want everyone to make profit, even if it's not us. We're still here celebrating everyone else's wins as well. So congrats, Tam. He's kicking off the trading week, right? Let me see if there's anything else here that has been posted before we get started with these questions. So if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat. I'm gonna make a list right now for everything you guys want me to analyze, and then we'll move forward with that. If you guys sat in on the charting analysis last week, we went over a lot of questions yesterday as well. But today we'll be going over stuff as the market is finally moving for the week. All right, so let me go down the list real quick, see if there's any questions here before we get started. Let's see. Yeah, so Lisa said, good morning. Looking at the buy signal on US 30, new rules compliant. So looking at, so I'll just delete this right there. Yeah, so if this does close above there, Lisa, this could be a decent, buy entry. So if this closes with a false buy signal, we'll place a buy stop right here. So as soon as, as price swings back up, because, obviously it's pulling back a little bit. If it swings back up, it'll fill our order and shoot on up higher. So we'll keep an eye on this. Lisa, thanks for reminding me for that. You guys might not be familiar with the new strategy that I've been, implementing, but you guys will see it implemented today if we end up taking this. And we do have a lot of new people here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the US 30 strategy is a little later once we, kick off these first trades. So I'll show you guys how the strategy works for the new people here. Most of you guys know how it works already, but I'll run through it pretty quickly because it's a very simple strategy. And I'll also include the new variation that we've been applying as well. So if you guys are new here, basically we waited for the market to open right here at 6:30 at the New York Stock Exchange. Now we're just waiting for the first signal in order for us to take that entry. But yeah, thanks, Lisa. I'm going to take a look at this. We have 8 minutes left on this candle. So once this does close, we will take a look at it. And if it's a valid buy, we'll take that as well. Obviously the previous signal here was a sell. So the next signal has to be a buy for a momentum swing upwards. Because right here we have a swing down and then it's swinging back up from here. Once we get a buy signal, we can take that long position, write it up to our full TP. So we'll keep an eye on this. Let me keep going down the list over here and I'm going to see what's going on as we continue moving forward. Hey, Zephyr. So Zephyr said, morning, US 30 has a pending buy on a 10-minute time frame. Definitely, Zephyr. So that's exactly what I'm looking for right here. Let's see if there's anything else here. Morning, Larishna. Morning, everybody. Let me see if there's anything else here before we get started. Josh said, morning, Sean, US 30 with the Sunday special. Exactly right, Josh. Thanks for giving the heads up. So Josh is the one that actually gave me the heads up about this this entry over here. He was doing some back testing and he did some so he found something pretty cool, guys. So he found that if you take the first signal after the market opens, so right here, market open for the weekend, right on Sunday, he went back, he back tested all the way back to September. The first entry when the market opens, or the first signal when the market opens, and he actually had a 13-3 win ratio. So he told me about this sell right here. So I was like, well, I'm gonna listen to Josh. So I took the trade with him, and we actually rode this pretty far down from here. Pretty far, I think, to like 2,200 pips for myself. And Josh, he locked in some nice profits as well. So props to Josh for bringing this to my attention. This might be another new strategy that we start applying on market open. I obviously have to go and do some testing, but there's a lot of money to be made with US 30 right here if this ends up being, very proper. So like basically if we divide that 13 wins divided by 16 trades in total, that's an 81.25 win percent rate, guys. That's fucking amazing for a Sunday trade. That's pretty good, because if we implement this plus with our daily US 30 strategy, we have a lot of profits to be made if we're taking the Sunday trades, and then we're also taking the daily trades. And then on top of that, if you guys are taking the UK 100 trades, those have been hitting as well. So we have a very profitable year ahead of us, guys, especially with a lot of K2 members developing their own strategies off, what I've originally created. So, that's the best part about being in K2, is that we're all here looking to make profits. We're all here with new ideas, and we're all sharing those ideas with each other. We're not hiding anything from everybody. We're here trading as like a trading team, like a trading family. We're all here trying to make profits with each other. But yeah, great call with that, Josh. I wish I would have done this sooner. This is maybe something we can back test further. I'm going to introduce this to our back test team, actually. Let me write in my notes over here so I can discuss this with them when we get on our next session. And if you guys aren't familiar, we started a backtest team here with K2 to uncover new strategies. So I'm going to call this Josh's Sunday special for US 30. That was a great find, Josh. And I appreciate that, you shared that with me, because now the whole K2 fam can make profit off that specific entry. So heads up, there's going to be a lot of new strategies coming up, guys, because, as more and more people join K2, and as the older members start to realize that they can create their own strategies with the K2 indicators, we'll have more to share, we'll have more profits to make, and we'll have more entries to call as well. So just keep that in mind. But thanks for that, Josh. Let me keep going down the chat real quick, and then we will continue discussing further. Morning, Kasim. How's it going, bro? Razul said, sorry, is there a US 30 trade that I just missed? Nothing on the Telegram group. There's nothing here, Razul, not yet. It hasn't filled yet. But like I mentioned, this entry right here was taken yesterday during the live session. So if you sat in on the live session yesterday, Razul, I discussed this trade right here. I didn't exactly explain how it was taken, but I did mention that there was a lot of sell bias going off yesterday. That's why I took this sell here. And on top of that, Josh introduced me this new strategy that he's been back testing on market open for US 30, which has been hitting pretty often. I think he had about an 81.25% win rate from now until September. You can only imagine how profitable that would be, going forward from January up until December of this year, if we have an 81% win rate or 82% win rate for this specific trade, and we include the daily entries as well. So keep an eye out for that, guys. I'm going to be back testing that probably within the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, to see that it works properly. And then we'll probably start taking that trade. So let me see if there's anything else here before we get started. Morning, Vishnu. Let's see. Matej is asking, do I buy now? So don't buy yet, Matej. We're going to wait for that entry. The signal hasn't closed yet. We have 3 minutes on this candle, but it doesn't look like it's going to be closing, anytime soon just yet. We will be holding off on this until we have that confirmation. Then we'll be taking the trade. Morning, Dezel. How's it going, bro? Morning, Sam K. How's it going? Razul, can't believe EJ hit stop loss. I know, right? Me too, Razul. I thought it was going to swing back up because last night it was moving slightly, and then it ended up sorry guys, I'm looking at the chat, my Telegram right here. You can see I have 14 pending messages. You have a ton of messages here. So if you guys message me on Telegram and I haven't gone back to you guys yet, don't worry, I just haven't gotten to those messages yet. I have 17 Telegram messages here, and then I also have like 50 emails to get through as well. So if you guys send me a message or an email, I haven't gotten to them yet, and I probably won't be getting to them until after the session. So if you guys have a question, ask it in here, because I'm probably not going to get to the Telegram or my emails anytime soon, as we do have a busy week to kick off for trading. So unless it's really time demand, or if it's time sensitive, then, send me like an urgent message. But if it's just a basic question, I'll get to you guys a little later. Let me see if there's anything else here as we continue moving forward. Black to Jerry said Trump won't be there, so it's gaining strength. I mean, Trump's still there, Black Jerry. The problem is that they're trying to impeach him. I don't know if you follow the news here, but they've been trying to impeach him all week. See right here, Capitol Hill riot updates, House moves toward impeaching Trump a second time. So they're trying to kick him out because he doesn't want to leave. But I mean, we'll see what happens, because there's a lot of news here, pro-Trump dark money groups. So they might be pushing price around for specific assets. I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed over the weekend, which will definitely be, affecting the market. We'll keep in touch with this, but, like I mentioned, we're just going to wait and see how the market reacts to all the news happening today. Let's see if there's anything else here before we continue. Nice. So James said he's in AJ. So I can take a look at AJ in a little bit. So let me see. I got AJ. And I'm just going to put Lisa for US 30, even though I'm not really going to analyze it like that. I'll still be discussing it even further. So Let me see if there's anything else here before I continue on. Matej is asking, when do I enter odd USD? We don't have an entry for odd USD right now, Matej. You know, this entry was already taken by, it was taken by Tam earlier today. So we discussed this yesterday. If you guys were following the chat yesterday, we were discussing this over, we got a signal for US 30. So I'll take a look at that later. But we were discussing odd USD yesterday in the chat. So I'm not sure if you were following the premium, Matej. I'm not sure if you're in the premium, but yeah, Tam right here asked about odd USD. And I mentioned that it was a sell. So that's why she took it. And you know, obviously she made money off that trade, odd USD right here. She was waiting for that to close, which it did. And then she made profit off it. And then she made more profit off it this morning as well. But it wasn't a call that we made. Obviously, if you were following the you know, the updates that I gave yesterday, I said that I wasn't going to be calling trades until US session this morning. And then again, this morning I mentioned that we were going to wait until these trades formed. So there's no entry for odd USD right now. Technically, there was an entry earlier right here if you did take that trade, but it's too late. I wouldn't enter it right now because it's already reaching the zone right here. Once it reaches the zone, it can either reject off it or break through it. So you don't want to get caught on that. Like if there's any uncertain trades, you want to make sure you take trades only if they're for sure. So that's it for odd USD. Forex traders did hit the like button, peeps. Yeah, definitely. So if you guys haven't already, if you guys can do us a favor and just like this video and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. That way we can continue to grow this channel and I can continue to come on this live stream for you guys every morning. You know, like I mentioned every session, this takes a lot of time out of my day, guys, because I'm on this live session with you guys for about 4 or 5 hours a day. And I can just be trading on my own instead of, you know, answering questions and basically going over analysis for you guys that don't really necessarily benefit me unless I'm trading them. But I'm happy to come on here and help you guys out every day. It's just, you know, as long as we continue to grow this channel, I can continue to come on here with you guys because, you know, obviously it's just not very, it's not very useful for me to come on here to help you guys every day when I can be trading on my own. But I don't mind coming on here, guys. As long as we continue to grow the channel, it's completely fine with me. I'm here to help you guys and answer any questions you guys have, whether you guys are K2 members or not. You know, I'm here to make sure that everyone's profitable. Doesn't matter if you're in K2 or not. If you are, you know, even better because you guys will have my strategies. But if you guys aren't, I'm still here to help you guys regardless. So let me keep moving down here and see if there's anything else. Maureen Wasima. What's up, David? D-Rez is here, so it looks like I'm guessing you're not at work, right? You're not around Mexico today. Let's see, Kendra said, can we look at gold? So Kendra, I'm gonna take a look at gold too. I'll add you to the list. Kendra for gold. Let me see if there's anything else here. John said, how did you pick the TP on that trade on US 30? So John, for US 30 yesterday, I didn't put a TP. What I did was I entered this trade and then I kept moving stop loss and profit. So every time it had a different swing, I just moved the stop loss and profit higher and higher until I decided to just get out of the trade. So like for right here, you know, if you were sitting on the live session yesterday, John, I don't think you were because we were talking in the chat, but I don't think you were sitting in the session. But every time price swung down, I moved stop loss and profit. So price swung down to here, I moved stop loss to break even. As price swung down lower, I moved my stop loss lower and lower as price continued to tumble down. So we moved stop loss to there. And then as it got down here, I think we just exited in profit. So there wasn't any specific reason why we exited at this specific price point. It was just that we were moving stop loss as position moved in profit. So yeah, just keep that in mind, John. There's nothing special about it. It was just that we were trailing the stop loss manually. So we have a pending buy right here for US 30. If this closes right here, we'll take a buy entry and then we'll try to ride this up to full TP right here. But we still have 5 minutes left on this candle. So I'll keep going back and looking at US 30. Otherwise, I'll be answering questions along the way. So let me continue going down further. All right, so Random's asking for gold. I have gold on the list already for Kendra. So I'll look for Kendra and Random as well. So I'll be looking at that shortly. Flynn said, let's call it K2 Sunday service special. That's funny. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday too, right, Flynn? Yeah, I know you were on the live session yesterday, so we did discuss the sell right here. That was a pretty nice drop. Pretty nice. Sam said, Sunday special. We'll get all the Kanye fanboys. I agree, right? Razul said, wow, well done, Josh. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, definitely. I'll be going more in detail with that strategy a little later, guys. You know, this is something brand new that Josh just introduced to me, so I haven't even looked at it myself, but I'll definitely go and do a more detailed back test on it so that we can all make profit on Sunday. Because, you know, I know there's some of you guys there that are just itching to enter a trade when the market reopens. And if this is the case where it's very profitable, we can just take this trade every single time and make some really nice profits off it. Let me continue here and see what else is going on. Nice. So Kel said, I caught the same sell yesterday, hit full TP, 100%. Great. So I'm glad to see people made profit off this trade right here. You know, if you guys sat in on my session yesterday, if you guys didn't, you know, as long as you guys made profit, that's all that matters to me, guys. I don't care if you guys are part of K2 or not part of K2. You know, profit's profit, and as long as we're all profiting here, you know, it's a good thing. So let's continue further and see if there's anything else going as well. So Mercibal also noticed the open of US 30. This as well. So good that you guys have caught this, because now that we have more than one person that's identified this entry right here, it gives us more confidence with this entry that we could possibly take, you know, moving forward from here. So let me see if there's anything else. The Black Jerry said, I'm a news junkie. His actions are impeachable. Insurrection on the Capitol, unforgivable. I agree, Black Jerry. I think he should get kicked out and impeached. But I mean, we'll see how it goes, because there's some people that are fighting it and there's some people that are pushing for it. But I think it's going to go down in the history books that he got impeached, because they want people to know that he, like, basically what he's done and what came about, you know, with that riot. So we'll see how that plays out. Merciba wants me to take a look at GBP USD. So Merciba. GBP USD. Reason for having US 30 still up right here, guys, is because I'm waiting for this candle to close. If it closes in the next 3 minutes, I'll be taking this entry. You know, otherwise we'll be waiting for the next signal. But for the new people here, basically what we're doing is we're just waiting for, so let me just put this here, K2 daily US 30 entry. So first we're just looking for entries after the New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then second, we're looking for the first valid K2 signal. And then we're going to enter on the open of the following candle. And then lastly, we're going to set TP stop loss at 1500 pips, which is a sweet spot from what my back test and forward test. So basically right here, we're looking for entries after the New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 a.m., which was right here. So after this, first requirement's been met. Second requirement, we're looking for the first valid K2 signal. A valid signal is a buy signal with a green candle within it. Vice versa, a valid sell signal would be a sell signal with a red candle in it. So right here, we have that pending buy signal. Hasn't closed yet. If it does close and it is valid, then we'll take this entry right here. You know, obviously we're going to be waiting for it to close. If it closes proper, like we're waiting for it here, we'll enter a market order, or we'll enter, you know, whatever type order that we need. And then we'll pretty much set our TP stop loss right here, have it preset to reach our full TP, right? So that's what we're waiting for here. We got about 1:45. You know, I'm going to hold off on making any new analyses until we take this trade, so that we don't get caught up with anything irrelevant right now, right? So I'm just going to move this down here so it's not in the way. But yeah, so we're pretty much just waiting for this to close, guys. If this closes right here, we'll be good. Let me see if there's any lower zones that price had rejected off. So not necessarily right here, or actually, yeah, it looks like price came down, tested the structure right here, and then it's coming back up. So actually looks good right there, right? Looks like price came down, broke structure, came back for a retest, came back for a break and retest right here. So rejection off this point, retest right here, and then bullish move right here for it to shoot right back up, right? So actually looks like a good entry right there. We got about 53 seconds left on the clock, guys. I'm gonna get my phone ready right here with my MT4 so that I can copy these trades over. Let me do this over Ftmo account. All right, so this looks good right here. I got my US 30 open right here on my phone. Oh, it looks like it's about to close, guys. So let me try to get this entry over here as well. I don't think we're gonna be able to get it in time. Got 15 seconds, guys. I'll count down right here. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm in the trade, guys. So if you guys want to enter the trade with me, I'm currently in the trade already. I'm going to send out the signal right now to our premium members, but I'm currently in the trade if you guys want to enter this with me. Let me see if we could. Oh, fuck me. Okay, sorry guys. My shit. Okay, hold up 1 second. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let me enter this. All right, guys. So what happened with my account is that I did a profit split today, so I can't take it on my funded FTMO. I had to take it on my other one. So sorry guys, let me just fix this real quick because my trades are all over the freaking place right now. Okay, so it looks good here. Now I have to figure out. 1 second, guys. My trades are all screwed up right now because I had to. I'll explain in 1 second. Social trader. My copier is all over the place because I have multiple accounts. I have like 3 FTMO accounts. One of my accounts, I did a withdrawal on it. So I can't take trades on that one. But then I have 2 other FTMO accounts that are linked. So I'm trying to make sure I didn't take the same trade on like a whole bunch of different accounts, right? Let me just post this signal up and then I'll, sorry guys, I'm literally all over the place right now. I just need to make sure that I get all this stuff up real quick. Put this right there. US 30 buy. Okay, let me just I'm gonna send out the signal real quick, guys, so that you guys can take the trade in the premium if you guys haven't already. And then I'm going to also give you guys the parameters for. So I'm in profit. It's looking good. Nothing wrong with this at all. Let me just. It's right there. FTMO parameters. Let me get my FTMO over here. So we're currently in profit, guys. Pretty heavy right now. It might be too late for some people to enter, but it might not be. I just need to make sure that my stuff is looking fine over here. I'm trying to figure out what my login is for the first one. Oh man, so annoying. Okay, account number for that's 999. All right, so it's this one right here. All right, so we're good on that one. Let me just adjust these numbers right here. Looks like US 30 is moving a little crazy. 30856. 30856. Just set these up here for you guys real quick for our premium members. Yes, the trade is active. If you guys are wondering if it's active right now. All right, so now that I got that out of the way, I can fix my account. Let me set this up real quick. Modify this. What are my? Okay, so TP2 is going to be over here. Stop loss is going to be 30,706. Take profit is going to be 30,106. All right, perfect. So I'm good. At this point, I'm good. Sorry guys, I was freaking scatterbrained right there. So what happened was, guys, I took a withdrawal for my my FTMO. Yeah, I took my payout on FTMO, and the problem with that is that it ended up locking one of my accounts because they're processing my payout right now for the month. So that's the reason why I didn't want to merge the accounts just yet. I still trade separate accounts because the problem with me merging it and I have like another account running is that they lock all the accounts, so I can't take new trades on them. And if I can't take new trades on them, then I can't make profit off these calls that I'm making, right? So let me see if I could pull it up here. So yeah, I'll show you guys right here if I can. I'll just take a screenshot of it because I don't want to show you guys the whole thing. Actually, I could probably, let me see if I can move this over right here and just crunch this up slightly. Because I don't want to show you guys everything on the screen. Never mind. I'm not gonna, there's no point in me sharing you guys my withdrawal. But yeah, I made a withdrawal on here, and I'll probably show you guys later if I could possibly just screenshot it. Actually, I could screenshot it. Let me see this. Which doesn't really matter here if this is covered or not anyways, because it's not going to make a difference on here. But let me go ahead and just show you guys real quick what I mean by this. So when you guys get a withdrawal from Ftmo, this is basically what it looks like. Yeah, this is my pending withdrawal right here. So they're paying me out $3,527 for one of my accounts. And because it's pending right now, that's why I can't take the trade on this specific account. But I was able to take it on my other two accounts because my profit split day is different on that day. So you guys can see here that, Ftmo is legit. They're actually paying me out $3,500 for last month's trade. I only took out a certain amount of money because I wanted to leave some cushion for the following month. But this is what I'm waiting for right now. I'm waiting for this to process for my specific account so that I can trade on all three of my accounts again. But this is what caused the issue for me, because they disabled my account because they're taking the money out right now and paying me out for my withdrawal. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys, because I always see people complain about Ftmo, about their payouts and stuff, or there's always some kind of complaints, which I have complaints too, but I'm still getting paid out. So there's really like no serious complaints on my end. So that's it for US 30 right there. We're currently in profit. Let me go ahead and set up these alerts real quick before we move forward, because I don't want to miss anything. So we got TP1 right here. TP1, which is $750. Let's see what else we got here. I'm freaking scatterbrained today, guys. I'm all over the place with my thought process today. Full TP for 1,500 pips, and we're just gonna let it run at this point. I'm not gonna really gonna mess with it. So I'm gonna set my alerts up, and then I can continue on with the questions here. Yeah, but I panicked for a second there, guys, because I was like wondering why I couldn't take trades on my original account, and then I forgot that I was doing a payout. So let me see what else is going on over here. So yeah, Merciful, I do have GU right there for listed on your questions. Emma said, can we look at OddCAD? So I'll take a look at OddCAD as well for Emma. OddCAD. Let's see. Flynn said bullish engulfing at support zone. Let me continue this over here real quick. Let me see these other questions over here real quick before we continue further. Nice, David said, I'm handling other business. Still getting that move going, right? So let's see. Flynn said bullish engulfing and support zone on the 10-minute US 30 time frame is a strong sign. I agree, right? So we had this this rejection right here. So this is what Flynn just mentioned. So Flynn mentioned a bullish engulfing. So like right here, we have the rejection point off this point right here. And then we had a bullish engulfing right here, right? So this indicates a nice reversal right here. It's followed by a breaking retest of the support and a buy signal right here. So we have a ton of confirmations here. We have the rejection, bullish engulfing, break and retest right here, buy signal right here. You know, this is all indicating a nice bullish move over here. So I'm pretty excited for this. I'm gonna let it run. And I do have my alerts set up, so I'm just gonna watch it from there. Other than that, you know, we'll just let it be for the most part. Let's see, Flynn said, thank you, Sean, for being a G. 100% Flynn. Hopefully you guys got in on that trade. Morning City, how's it going, bro? John said, when I do trailing stop loss, those pullbacks always take out my trade. Yeah, John. So like generally when I do a trailing, you know, stop loss, I like to give it a lot of cushion, like a lot of cushion. So like right here, if you took the sell, I would have put your stop loss like right here, and then I would just move it once it moves a lot. So right here, we have this big move. This would be like a strong move right there, and to move down again right here, swung back up. Then I would move it right there as well. I would make sure to keep a lot of cushion because a lot of people put their stop losses too tight. And, you know, obviously you would get stopped out, you know, whenever that happens. So definitely if you want to use a trailing stop loss, make sure it's pretty wide, John, you know, just moving forward because it does move pretty fast, and it's really easy for you to get triggered if, you know, if you don't end up moving it with enough space in between. So let me see what else is going on over here before I continue on with the questions. Shortstein said, "Hi, Sean. Just a question about trading. Who do you support, Trump or Biden?" I'm not really political at all, bro. I mean, if it's out of trading, obviously, you know, there's gonna be one or the other. But after what Trump did, I don't think it's gonna benefit trading at all. You know, a lot of people think that Trump was beneficial for the markets, which I mean, he kind of was because he was causing a lot of volatility spikes in the market. You know, usually the market's pretty slow during certain times of the year, but Trump would send out a tweet and it would just push price in, you know, one direction or the other, and we were able to piggyback those rides. So me personally, I'm not political at all, so I don't have a preference for either or. Obviously, it's going to affect the market either way, and it's not going to affect us. So like Shortstein, I think you're looking at it from a different perspective. You're trying to look at it from a long-term perspective, right? Because obviously when Trump was making all these new, all of these new policies, it would push the stock market up, right? But for us, we don't just trade up, we trade up and down. So it doesn't matter if Trump wins, if Biden was president, we're going to make profit either way, because if Biden's going to strike down policies and make the stock market go down, we're going to just short US 30. It doesn't really matter who's president for us. We're going to make profit either way, because if Trump's pushing price up, we'll take positions for a long, right? If Biden pushes price down, we're going to take short positions. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. And I really have no preference. You know, I don't care about politics at all. All I care about is if we're making profits with K2, that's the most important thing. So, you know, short answer to your question is, I don't support either of them. I support me, I support K2. Whatever way that they want to push price, they can push it wherever they want. But I'm still going to be catching those moves because we're catching these momentum swings in the market. So hopefully that answers your questions. Shortstein, I mean, you know, if I didn't need to vote ever, I just wouldn't vote because it doesn't really affect me that much. I mean, obviously there's certain policies that affect me, you know, with regard to taxes and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be on one side or the other, right? I take trades either way. If it's short sell or long position, I'll take either one. And whichever president, you know, I'll make it work regardless. So let me continue on further and see what other questions we got going here before I continue with this. Razul wants me to look at GU. So I have GU on the list already, Razul. I have it for Merciful. So I'll look at GU for Merciful and for you, Razul. And then let me see if there's anything else we can get started. So Flynn said, Flynn jumped in the US 30 sell yesterday and put a small trade in. Flynn happy. Nice, Flynn, 100%. Josh said, it's legit. I've been quadruple checking and back testing. That's why I verified, trying to be that confident trading, 100%. So Josh, you know, props for that new strategy that you introduced to me. We're going to make a ton of profits off that, you know, all together. Morning, Vincent. How's it going, bro? Flynn said, Josh, thank you for back testing. Super Sam said, how many people are long? So let me go take a look at IG sentiment real quick. Thanks for reminding me because I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. So let me go ahead over here and check the IG sentiment. Thanks for mentioning that, Super Sam. I didn't even think about looking at that today. So it looks like 66% of people are short for US 30, which is actually a good thing because, you know, this hype move over here. So this move down here already ended, guys. I think it's already done pushing down. Now it's going to spike up to stop out all these people that are short, because a lot of people just FOMO'd into this trade. You know, they try to hop into a sell because they saw this drop here. And I think what's going to happen here now is institutions are going to spike price up just like they did right here. They already spiked price up actually, to stop all these people out. There was probably more people short, maybe about 70%. Now it's down to 66%. So now as people are entering that sell late, because, you know, obviously here a lot of people might think that it's still a short bias, right? Because if you draw these parallel channels right here, you can see that it still has a short bias. However, you know, the institutions and market makers aren't going to make that easy for people like that to win. They're probably going to keep spiking price up even further to continue stopping people out before they really let it drop. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. You know, like I mentioned, I'm not really going to look at US 30 for a bit. I'm just going to let it play out. I have my alert set up here for TP1, here for full TP, and then down here for stop loss. So once we get those alerts, then I'll take a look at the specific asset. But at this time, we're going to hold off on looking at US 30 because I know we're going to have a lot of people that aren't really 100% there with their trade psychology. And if they see a bearish candle like this, they're going to get nervous. So there's no point in us really watching this. And like putting people on the edge of their seat as they hold on to the specific position. So let's move on to the Forex pairs over here. And I'm going to continue moving forward with the rest of these questions. So let's see if there's anything over here. Oh, nice. Looks like Kodi's here. If you guys can see the dog in the chat. See, Flynn over here said 68% of people are short on US 30. That means we good. I agree too with that as well. But you know, we'll take a look at that later. I'm not going to keep looking at it because people are going to get nervous if their trade psychology isn't there. And we're not there to look at every single move. We're there to wait for it to hit TP. And that's when we'll check on it again later. So let me see what else we got over here real quick and see what we got moving forward. So Ikizi is asking, how many lots would 1% risk be on a 100K account on that trade? So Ikizi, you know, one way to determine that is to just reverse engineer the trade, right? So if you're trading 100K and you want to risk 1%, which is going to be 1,000, so, you know, times 0.1, it's 1,000. You know, in order to determine, you know, what the lot size is going to be for that, you just need to figure out how much is that worth. So we're doing 1,500 pips. So we'll do 1,500 pips. I'm trying to think in my head what it would be times. It's probably gonna be like a 7, no, not a 7 lot. It's probably gonna be like a 0.8 maybe. No, not 0.8. So 1,500 times 0.7. So it's gonna be around a 0.7 lot size for you, Ikizi. So obviously right here, if you take a 0.7, you know, the 0.7 times 1,500 pips is going to be $1,050 in profit. So it's going to be slightly above the 1% mark, but it's going to be right about there because 1% is going to be 1,000, but you'll be slightly over. So you can use either 0.6 or 0.7, where you'll be risking either 0.7 times 1,500 is going to be 1,050. 0.6 times 1,500 is going to be 900. So in between those two lot sizes right there, or if you want to be even more exact, you can use a 0.65 to be more exact. I don't know the exact number because I don't have a position size calculator in front of me, but using my own calculations here, it's going to be between a 0.7 or a 0.6, because 0.6 is going to provide 90%, $900 risk, and a 0.7 is going to provide a $1,050 risk. So obviously 1% is going to be 1,000. So this is going to be the sweet spot in between those two. So let me continue on from here and see what else is going on. So Cameron said, hey, my dude, how's your morning going? Any pairs looking spicy today? So yeah, definitely, Cameron. We're going to take a look at all these pairs shortly. Nothing on my radar right now because the market is still moving a little weird. But I will definitely be, you know, analyzing it a little further as we go forward. We have a couple questions here. We have Lisa with US30, which I already looked at, so I'm gonna take that off. We have James with odd JPY, Kendra with gold, Mercibal and Razul with GBP USD, and Emma with odd CAD. So I'm going to be looking at those 4 pairs right there. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise we will continue to push on with this. So let me see if there's another question. Victor's asking, Sean, how long do they take to finish a payout so you may trade again? Generally, it's pretty quick, Victor. I don't know why it's taking so long for that payout. Normally it happens right away. So I was kind of confused why it was taking so long. Usually when I do my payout, they just take the money out of my account right away, and then I'm like good to go. But looking at my account right now, I still have the funds in there, so they haven't taken it out just yet. But hopefully they're done by like tomorrow, because I don't want to keep missing trades, right? And that's why people always ask me, why do I not merge my accounts? Because if I merge my accounts, it's going to take away from my trading and my profits. So that's why I have them separate right now, but I'm going to definitely be merging them at some point in the future. So just to keep that in mind for you guys, let's see. Billy said, now, even though US 30 is 1,500 pips, would you consider a possible hold to above that zone? So let me look at that real quick. So let's see which zone you're talking about, Billy. So it looks like it's at some resistance right here. I mean, you can, if you want, Billy, you can hold on to this zone up here, but I think it might be a little risky, honestly, because it's kind of far up. If you push that up, I mean, it's not that far up, but it's still, it's like an extra 300 pips. So it's not too bad. You can probably, what you can do is once price reaches full TP, if it does, just move your stop loss to full TP right here. So at that point, once it passes that, everything up here is extra profit, and you already guarantee full TP right here, right? So if you want to go ahead and hold on to that, you guys can just, make sure to move your stop loss and profit when it reaches that point to lock it in and guarantee it, moving forward. So that's it for US 30 right there. Let me see if there's anything else. Yadin wants me to take a look at UJ. So I'm gonna add that to the list as well, Yadin. So Yadin is asking for USD JPY. Let me see if there's anything else here. Braden said, morning, Sean, did you take the US 30 sell after London Open? So I took the US 30 sell way over here, Braden. I'm not sure if you were listening to the discussion earlier, but Josh introduced a new strategy to me where he takes the first signal when the market first opens. And this is where I took it to right here. And I actually wrote it down way down to like 2,200 pips down here. So I wrote it down pretty heavy. But Josh actually figured out the strategy, and it has an 81.25% win rate, which is pretty nice, right? Just taking a trade after market open. I think he said there was 16 total trades and 13 wins. So like 13 divided by 16, it's an 81.25% win rate for that strategy, taking it once a week on market open as market really, reopens for the week. And that's pretty profitable for me. Anything above 50% is nice to me, because if I take every single trade, I'll still be in profit at the end of the month, the end of the year, etc. So if you want to go back and rewatch that, Braden, you can rewind it, but this is going to be a new strategy that I'm going to be looking into, that Josh figured out recently. So let me continue this. Velocity said she seems like a slower Monday than usual. I agree. Everything's stalling. How annoying. Mercibal mentioned US 30 acting weird. I agree too. Velocity said all indices are acting weird. SMH. Flynn said, once we enter US 30, we should not watch the trade. It also bounces around. I agree. So I'm not trying to pull it up right now. I just pulled it up quickly because we had a question, but I'm going to move off from it shortly. Skillstrate said lots of Ftmo traders, a lot of FOMO traders for Bitcoin Saturday morning too. So looking at Bitcoin here, guys, if you guys sat in on my session yesterday, I actually sold off all my Bitcoin. So I sold off all my Bitcoin above here yesterday, thankfully, because look how much it dropped, right? I sold off my Bitcoin for about 1,600. So I locked in that profit. I'm gonna let it dip a little bit. Let me see where the zone is. So yeah, I'm gonna let it dip a little bit, maybe rebuy right here once it reaches this support over here, or maybe even let it drop further down here and make some money off there, right? So we have all these little different buy zones right here where we can buy Bitcoin, because odds are it's probably gonna reject off one of these points over here. So just looking at Bitcoin over here, as price continues to swing down further, we can have some buy entries right here, catch that buy up, or even down here, catch it as it like swings down, right? So we're basically buying the dip, but I'm just going to be following Bitcoin and see what happens from there. There's no real urgency for me to re-enter, but we're going to keep on, watching as it moves forward. So let me see if there's anything else over here. Before I continue on with these questions, let's see. Arash said, hi, Sean. I tried to get a 25 funded account from Funding Talent, and my plan to do only US 30 trades. Max daily loss is 1,200. Can I risk 500 per position? Yeah, I mean, that should be fine because you're well under your max loss of 1,250, right? So if you want to do that, you can risk 500 each. If you're just taking one trade a day, you should be fine. But I'm not familiar with Funding Talent, so I don't know what their requirements are. And so I can't really help you with it more specifically. But yeah, if that's the case where you're risking 500 for each position, I think you should be fine. I'm not sure what exactly, what their requirements and stuff are. So I can't recommend anything for Funding Talent because I'm not familiar with it. It's not something I'll probably ever use because I'm already I'm well off with FTMO, guys. I get paid out every month. It's not a big deal to me. So I would just me personally, I'm going to stick with FTMO. I'm not moving to anything else. So I just don't really have an opinion on Funding Talent because I don't use them. I've never used them. And I'm doing pretty decent with FTMO. So there's no need for me to leave. I already have, I think 200 or 300K with FTMO. So there's really no point in me, going to anything else. And the payout's nice, it's 70, 30. I think Funding Talent, you have like 10% for the first couple months or whatever, and then they'll base it off that. So it might be risky for you to move on to something else like that. Let me see if there's anything else over here before I continue moving forward. All right, so Super Sam wants me to take a look at NASDAQ. Super Sam's favorite. I think every day, right, Super Sam? I look at NASDAQ for you, which is cool. I don't mind it. I'm gonna take a look at NASDAQ as well. All right, so Flint said, listen, everyone, we follow the new K2 US 30 daily strategy. It's been back tested. Once we enter, we leave the trade to do its thing. Trust the process. 100%, Flynn. I'm not even gonna look at it at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a sneak peek. Boom, we're back in profit. So we did take a look at it and we're back in profit right there. Other than that, I'm not gonna be looking at it. Meanwhile, so I do have my alert set up, and then we're gonna continue to move forward, guys. So I have a bunch of questions here, guys. We have JPY for James, gold for Kendra, GBP USD for Mursaba and Razul, OddCAD for Emma, USD JPY for Yaden, and NASDAQ 100 for Super Sam. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at those pairs, guys. If you guys have any other questions, just put them in the chat, and then I'll go ahead and take a look. And just another reminder, thanks for reminding me, guys. If you guys haven't already, if you guys can do us a favor and just like the stream and follow the YouTube channel, that'll definitely help with the growth of this channel. The only way I'll continue to come on here and give you guys free advice, free analysis, free everything, is if we continue to grow this channel. Because, there's a bunch of other people out there that need help. And I just want to help everyone. I'm not here to ask you guys to sign up for anything. If you guys want to sign up for K2, you guys can, but it's not required. I'll still be here to help you guys regardless. So keep that in mind. And if you guys haven't already, just go ahead and like the stream to help us with our continued growth here at K2. So looking at AUDJPY right here, I'll analyze this from scratch. I'll take this off the chart, delete everything that we got a naked chart, right? So I'm going to zoom out from here, turn on the K2 SRs, and draw my zones from this point. So let me go ahead and draw my zones from here. Draw my zone from here. Draw my zones from this point. From here. And from here. So after drawing these zones right here, we need the upper zone. So I'm gonna go on the 8 hour over here. Nothing there. Daily, nothing there. Weekly, there we go. So the first zone is going to be right here. Next one's going to be right there. I'm going to go back down to the 4 hour over here, turn off this K2SR, and zoom out from this point. As you guys can see right here, we have some nicely drawn zones, right? These same zones have been tested time and time again. Price is currently right over here in this area. And this has been tested almost every month. It's been testing since September, December, November, October, September, August, and up until April of 2019. So the last time price was in the same area was in April 2019, which is coming around again, guys. We're in January right now. So this is probably going to continue pushing in either direction up until then. So looking at AUDJPY right here, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the momentum indicator to identify the direction of momentum. So now that we have our zones right here, you can see price broke structure and then it came back down. So currently right here, we have price breaking structure right here with a sell signal. And then this would provide for a sell entry right here. This is exactly what TAM took, right? So TAM took the short position right here using the K2SR strategy. And we're probably anticipating price to, likely come down to this point right here to test this structure. Because basically whenever price breaks structure like that and the momentum is swinging in that direction, odds are it's going to come and push down to test the next structure. So for example, here, I'll show you another example of where this happened in the opposite way. So like for right here, we have price reject off this point right here, right? So we have price reject off this point. There's a nice rejection. We have a buy signal right here. And then we have price break structure over here, right? So rejection, buy signal, breaking structure, long position right here, full TP, right? It ended up pushing up to the next structure over here. From here to here. Same situation over here. We have price reject off this point over here. I mean, it's not a nice rejection off the zone, so I don't think this is a strong sell. But I mean, it still qualifies as, a rejection off that point. We have the sell signal here. Price broke structure. Same situation right here. We're anticipating this to drop from this point to this point right here. One problem though is that the JPY pairs aren't moving the same as they normally do. So generally we would want to have an extra confirmation. This is one confirmation that an entry is available, but on top of that, we want to look at the other JPY pairs. So we're going to look at CAD JPY, Euro JPY, GBP JPY, NZD JPY, USD JPY. We want to make sure that these are all bearish, because if they're all bearish, this is going to give us confirmation that price is likely to continue down further, right? You don't want to enter a trade where things are going up and on the other pairs are going down, because there's just not going to be no parallel in between how they're moving. So looking at AUDJPY right here, it's obviously strong bullish, but it's retracing down pretty hard. So if we look at CAD JPY right here, same situation, strong bullish, hard drop right here. Looking at Euro JPY, strong bullish, drop right here as well. GJ, same setup, strong bullish, drop right here. And lastly, NJ right here, same situation, bullish, and a drop right here. And then lastly, UJ over here, it's just been straight bullish. So for all of these other pairs right here, AJ, CJ, EJ, GJ, and NJ, they're all dropping. So that's going to give us confirmation this might be dropping down further. The only different one is UJ right here. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of craziness going on in the US right now with the government trying to impeach Trump. So, with that said, it's going to increase the US dollar strength, because there's, it's increasing morale and it's helping, price go in that specific direction. So this is kind of a risky pair to trade right now, because not all the JPY pairs are going the same direction. However, I think it's going to continue down further, because we do have that nice rejection right there, sell signal and breaking structure right here. So just looking at AUDJPY, CAD JPY, Euro JPY, GJ, and NJ, it looks like it could possibly drop. However, like I mentioned, it's a little risky right here. So, as it does move lower and lower, I'd move your stop loss and profit, because the last thing you want to do is get caught in like some sort of reversal on this point. So like right here, you don't want to get caught in this where it ends up swinging back from this point right here, right? Because this could possibly happen. Because looking at the JPY pairs, like I mentioned, it's been bullish for a long time. It's been bullish. And there's a lot of these little pockets where price ends up retracing back. So price comes up, retraces back before shooting all the way back up. So I would consider this trade slightly risky. I wouldn't consider it a for sure trade. And that's why I didn't call this specific entry for our signals, because I just wasn't 100% about it. Another correlation that you can put is you can look at the AUD pairs and see if they're all bearish. If they're all bearish, that's going to indicate that the AUD is weak. But obviously, if you look at the AUD here, they're not all bearish, right? There's only a certain pair that are bearish. It's AUDJPY, AUDUSD. This is due to the US news, like I mentioned earlier. The US dollar is just in strength temporarily right now. But looking at AUDCAD right here, it's still bullish. AUDCHF, it's still bullish as well. So it makes it risky for this specific trade. Another thing that you guys can do, you guys can look at sentiment, and you guys want to make sure that you're not trading in the same direction as everyone else. Sentiment, JPY. And you just want to make sure you're not trading where everyone's trading, right? So looking at this here, it looks like 65% of people are short. It's not that many people, so it might continue dropping. However, I don't like to trade where the majority of people are, because majority of people fail at trading because, you know, obviously the market makers and institutions trade the opposite of what retail traders are doing. So if there's 65% of retail traders short for JPY, that kind of worries me, because they're not just going to drop price straight down and give you guys a free gimme, right? They're not going to just be like, oh, here, take some free profits, guys. They're going to make it hard, and they're going to spike price up to kick people out. So, I mean, it might drop, but it might have a rocky movement here. It might come down slightly, spike up, come back down, spike back up before actually going in its direction. You know, whether it goes up, whether it goes down, it's not going to be a smooth move, because majority of people are short right now for JPY. So even if you're taking this short right here, even though it does look like a good trade, there's no guarantee it's going to continue. They can easily spike price at any moment to stop people out. And the problem with this is, if your stop loss is too tight, say if you put your stop loss around this area right here, right at the swing, everyone has their stop loss there. So what might happen here is they might spike price up to that specific point right there, because everyone has their stop loss right here. And then what usually happens, guys, you know, if you guys are familiar with trading, you guys will see price go to your stop loss. It'll spike slightly above it. And then when you least expect it, it comes dumping straight back down, right? So that's why you want to make sure you have a wide stop loss, and make sure not to have it too close. I'd probably have it way up here, or maybe even up here, to prevent getting caught in these spikes in price right here, where they might try to shake people out of the trade. So just keep that in mind. And then, yeah, so Mercibot said we're about to hit TP on US 30. So you guys already know what I'm about to do. Let me get this over here real quick. For you guys that were here last week, you guys know exactly you know, what I got preparing for me right here for it to hit TP. But if you guys aren't, you guys will definitely see, you know, what I mean shortly. Let me check my profits real quick. Nice. I'm in profit about $1,000 on both my Ftmo accounts. Yeah, I'm about $1,000 profit. So we'll see how this plays out right here. I will continue to move forward with these analyses. So yeah, that pretty much is my analysis for JPY, James. Obviously I see it coming down slightly. I don't know if it's going to come down to full TP, but obviously I see it coming down slightly. But for me, it's a risky trade, so I personally wouldn't take it, even though it's a valid entry, because there's just a whole bunch of different scenarios that can play out here. Like price can either come down, or it can either reject off this point right here, right? There's a lot of different areas where price can reject from. And it's just, I'm not 100% about this trade, so I personally wouldn't take it, but it does look like a decent sell if you're in that sell with, you know, a handful of the other K2 members as well. Yeah, Velocity mentioned it. Yeah, I think it's because of the president issue as well. You know, like I mentioned, guys, the government's trying to impeach Trump this week. This whole week is going to be, see right here, I just refreshed it. House prepares to impeach Trump for inciting the U.S. Capitol riot. This is going to be the talk of the week. All week they're going to be talking about impeaching Trump. So with all of this news coming out, it's going to affect the market one way or another. So that's why you're going to see these USD pairs move very unusually, even though the US dollar is weak, because this news right here. So this is why I mentioned that you guys should be very careful and to always move your stop loss and profit when you can, using the exit strategy, because there's a lot of stuff that can happen here. So the next time they're going to speak is at 11 a.m. this morning. So this is going to happen in about an hour and a half, 9 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. Eastern. So be careful for the market in the next 3 hours, guys. We might see some crazy movement. But okay, so let me continue moving forward with these questions, and then we will continue on further. So let me go back through the questions over here and see if I missed anything before we continue moving. Super Sam said, yes, sir. Glad to be here in part of K2. Definitely. We're glad to have you here too, Sam. Vincent said, my quick scalp TP was hit on by US 30. Nice, Vincent. You must have made some nice profit off that. Yeah, if you guys have profits, you know, post them in the group, and then I'll post them in our totals later. Oh, nice. So Vincent did post it right here. Good job, Vincent. So Vincent did a little scalp off US 30 right here for that buy that I called, made a quick 62 bucks. So that looks good right there. Yeah, he did the same thing right here. He waited for price to break structure, took that buy, made some nice profit off that one. So that looks good. Congrats, Vincent. That's a nice profit just for a quick little move right there. So let me see if there's anything else going on over here, and then I'll continue on with these questions. Random's asking Wickoff. I don't trade Wickoff random, so I'm not sure. Like I can't really analyze it for Wickoff because I've never traded Wickoff before. I know what it is and I've heard about it, but I've never traded it myself and I have no experience with it. So I can't necessarily comment on the Wickoff strategy. Cameron said everyone's moving their money to Bitcoin. Let me continue this right here. Nice. So Larishna said that her US 30 hit TP. Nice, nice. Congrats. Looks awesome. John said, y'all better create a YouTube account and like this page. No, definitely. Skills Trade said Elliott wave on AJPY before rejection. Looks like a correction in effect. So I could expect 5 pushes down. Yeah, I could see that too, Skills Trade. You know, looking at the Elliott wave right here. Where's the tool at right here? Elliott wave. Yeah, so the Elliott wave impulse right here. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's basically what we could see happening right here for Elliott wave. I do see that happening too. It's just, you know, for me, I'm a very careful trader, guys. So I don't want to take trades that I'm not 100% about, even though they look like good trades. Maybe we can make a late entry later, but I'm probably going to hold off on that for temporarily. Yeah, no, definitely Skills Trade. Thanks for mentioning that though. Yadin said, I think US pairs are going to be moving funny until the new president is fully in. I agree too, Yadin. So the Biden gets inaugurated on the 20th, so that's a week from now. Until then, it's going to be crazy because they're going to be trying to impeach Trump from now until then, and we're just not sure what's going to happen, you know, within that time. So keep that in mind, guys. Let me see if there's anything else here before I continue. Emmanuel said I blow my account all the time. What happened, Emmanuel? I know we were talking last week, Emmanuel. You were taking like some crazy risk, right? So maybe you should lower your risks to survive these trades, because you guys got to keep in mind that trading is a long-term game, right? If you guys followed all of my trades from last year, so just looking at all my trades from last year, I have the total results here. So let me show you guys what the results were for the end of year, because we did have the end of year results over here. So if you guys followed every trade for Forex, we had a total of 462 wins and 146 losses for a net profit PIP of 19,000, which could have locked you in about nearly 200,000 if you're trading standard lot, or 20,000 if you're trading a mini lot. In addition, our indices trades over here, we had 91 wins and 25 losses for a net PIP profit of 97,000 pips, which could have locked you in a ton of profit. I mean, nobody here is really trading a standard lot for US 30, but it's just nice to see that you can make $1 million trading just US 30 once a day, right? And if you're trading a mini lot, which is like what most of us are trading here, it would be about 100,000 for the year, which is not bad. You combine indices with our Forex trades, and if you look at it from a long-term game, you can make a ton of profit as long as you're patient. You know, you're not going to be a millionaire overnight, but you could be a millionaire within the next couple of years if you just stay consistent with your trading and continue to compound your account. So that's about it for that. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat again as we continue further. Merspot said you're about to hit TP. Ishmael is asking any trade to buy or sell. Nothing right now, Ishmael. I mean, if we call a trade, it'll continue on further with my analysis, but I haven't called anything yet this morning because there's a lot of stuff going on in the market this morning. So let me take RJPY off the list. I've already looked at that. Ishmael said Nancy Pelosi says no to impeachment. She says, actually says the opposite, Ishmael. She says yes to impeachment. So if you're looking here, she's the one that's preparing the impeachment for Trump. You know, all the Democrats are trying to impeach him. Speaker, you know, Nancy Pelosi is actually one of the main people pushing for it. So not sure if that's what you are referring to. You might have just been referring to the opposite. Let me continue on over here real quick and see if there's anything else before we move forward. Hamizan's asking USD CAD. So Hamizan, I'll take a look at USD CAD as well. So Hamizan is asking for USD CAD. Nice. So random locked in $200 in profit. Nice to hear. That's good. Good. Profit's profit, guys. Ishmael said only 10 working days for Trump. Yeah, I know there's 10 days left for Trump, you know, until the 21st or 20th actually, but they're still trying to kick him out regardless. They're still trying to impeach him. Cameron's asking, what's your recommended account size for taking a standard lot? Cameron, you need a huge account to trade US 30. Generally, for most brokers, if you're using a standard lot, like most brokers use standard lot sizes, which would require $1,000 per 0.01. So depending on what broker you're using, if your broker uses mini lots, then you can use about maybe 100,000 to trade a standard lot. But if you're trading with a normal account, like with like Hugo's Way or something like that, you'll need like upwards to like $1 million to trade a standard lot, because each pip is going to be worth so much. You're going to need enough margin to handle any type of drawdown that happens for that specific for that specific pair. So let me see if there's anything else going on over here before we continue moving forward. Cameron's asking which it's weird that they are trying to impeach with only 10 days left. Strange to me. There's a different agenda behind it, Cameron. They're trying to, like, I'm not sure if you've been following other sources, but they're trying to make it clear, you know, what kind of President Trump was. They kind of want him to go down in the books for causing that riot. So, you know, obviously, if he goes down for being impeached, a lot of people in the future are going to wonder why he got impeached, right? And if you look up why he got impeached, it's going to be because of inciting that riot. So they're trying to use Trump as an example, basically. You know, Trump is an example, like, you know, if you fuck with the government's going to fuck with you. So that's basically, you know, what they're trying to do there. I definitely see there's like another agenda to it. They're not just trying to impeach him just to impeach him. They're trying to impeach him to make an example of Trump for, you know, doing what he did, basically. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of different theories as to why they're trying to impeach Trump, but the House is definitely pushing hard to get him out of the House. So just keep that in mind if you're wondering, but there's a lot of different theories behind it. So that's one of them. Anyways, let me go ahead and take a look at the pairs here. Looks like I took a lot of time off to answer these questions. Next up, we've got gold for Kendra. So let me pull up gold real quick over here. So looking at gold right here, price never broke structure like we mentioned yesterday. So it's currently ranging within these two zones. I'm going to go ahead and redraw everything on the chart for you guys so that you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to zoom out from this point, and then I'm going to draw my zones on the chart for you guys. So we got that lower zone right there. This one right there. This one right there. That one over there. And this one over here as well. So we have our zones drawn up on the chart. I'm going to zoom out from this point. You guys can see how strong these zones are. It's been testing these same zones for months now. So the last time I was stuck within the zoned area was back in September. I mean, that's the earliest time. And it came back down again in November, December, and then now here we are again in January. So looking at gold right here, it's currently just ranging within these two zones right here, right? So what we'd want price to break above this zone for us to take a buy entry, or close below this zone right here for us to take a sell entry, right? So looking at gold over here, I personally wouldn't trade it when it's like stuck within a range like this, because it can spike in either direction. I'm going to turn on the momentum indicator right here, and then I'm going to let me check this real quick. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the momentum indicator right here. We have a sell bias, right? Because the most recent signal was a sell signal. So what we will be looking for here is for price to close below this structure right here, so that we can take a sell entry. Until we get a buy signal, we're going to be looking for sells more strictly right here until we end up getting, you know, the opposite signal. So I'm going to show you an example here for when this actually, you know, played out. So like, this is basically what we're looking for here. We have a rejection from this point, sell signal right here, price broke structure right here, and then it ended up pushing down to this structure right here, right? So now we're waiting for price to break structure again down here so that we can take another sell position down in this direction, right? So that's basically what we're looking for right here. I'll show you an example for when it happened last. So last time it happened was right here. Same exact setup. We had a rejection off this point. We had a sell signal right here. We had price break structure right here. And then it ended up pushing down to break structure right here. Once price broke structure right here again, right there, we could have entered a short position right there, and it would have hit full TP, right? For a gain of about 401 pips. So we're looking for the same exact thing here, guys. It goes both ways. You can see right here, it would have hit full TP. And then again, same situation right here. We would have had a rejection from this point, a buy signal, a breaking close past structure over here. And then we would take a long position over here and ride this up to full TP as well, right? It works both ways, guys. It works down here. We have the rejection down, breaking structure, sell signal, full TP. Rejection right here, buy signal, breaking structure, full TP. So same thing again right here. We have the rejection, sell signal, breaking structure, came down here. Continuation of that right here is if it breaks structure again and closes below here, we could take a sell entry and ride that to full TP as well, right? So there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out right here. I mean, this is one scenario that what we'll be looking for. So this is number one, is we're looking for a sell. Scenario number two is price can easily reject off this point right here. Because if you look at this point here, we do have a rejection right here from this lower zone. We have the rejection right here. If it's followed by a buy signal somewhere over here, similar to what happened right here, rejection, buy signal, and then it breaks structure above here to this point, then we could take a long position from there, right? So there's scenario number one where it comes down. Scenario number two is that it reverses, has a buy signal like it did right here, and then it continues up further. So if you guys have access to these K2 indicators, these will definitely give you a huge advantage in the market, because you guys will be able to identify these important structures, you know, where price needs to break and close, and then you'll have the direction of momentum so that you guys can pretty much just ride these trades in either direction. If it rides down, you enter the sell to full TP. It rides up, you enter the buy for full TP. Same situation right here. You could have entered a sell right here for another full TP, because we had the rejection, sell signal, breaking structure, full TP right there. So if you were using the strategy for gold, you would have had 4 full TPs already for 400 pips, another 400 pips, another 400 pips, and then again right here, another 400 pips if you take this buy here, or if it drops down to this area, another 400 pips in that direction as well. So you guys can see how easy it is to identify, you know, entries and how to make profit trading any asset. It's not just Forex. You can trade gold, you can trade US 30, you can trade indices, you can trade any type of commodity, anything you want really. And the strategy translates to any asset that you want to trade. So that's it for gold right there. You know, you have two different opportunities here. Price can either close below this structure over here, and we can take a sell at scenario number one, or price can reject off this point, provide a buy signal like it did right here, break structure, and then take a buy from there. So those are your two scenarios right there. And that's about it for gold. So let me go ahead and take a look at something else over here as we move forward. And let me see if there's any questions in the chat before we continue moving. So Mersabar mentioned US 30 back in entry. Varun said US 30 back in profit. So I'm not going to bother really looking at it, guys. You know, it's just going to bounce around. So I'm not really going to be too worried about it, because like I mentioned, there's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now, right? They're still trying to impeach Trump. It's affecting the stock market pretty heavily. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. Even Kramer says Dow drop reflects week of danger as Democrats try to remove Trump. So this pretty much reinforces what I've been telling you guys all week, right? From yesterday till today. Like, them trying to impeach Trump is going to affect the market heavily. So that's why I'm mentioning that we should be very careful with our entries, because there's just no guarantee that it's going to continue where it's supposed to go, right? The thing is, anything could happen from now until next week. So it's just a time to be careful. And that's why I'm not calling all these like crazy trades right now, more specifically, because there's just a lot of other ones here that are, you know, basically confirming these. Emmanuel said US 30 dropping, it reversed. I don't know, it looks like in profit to me, guys. So I don't know where you guys are getting that from. I mean, if you guys want to give your own analysis on US 30, then just share a chart, guys. You know, don't just call out trades. Don't just call that it's dropping or it's coming up. If you guys want to analyze it, you guys can just you know, provide a chart, and we can analyze it from your perspective too. Because I do like, you know, the back and forth. Like, I don't care if you guys have opposite analysis of me. I just want to see what you guys are looking at, because maybe then that will sway my, you know, my own analysis of the trade as well. Because there's no right or wrong way to trade, as long as you guys have some sort of analysis backing it up. But I'm still in for a buy, and I'm going to keep holding it until, you know, until whatever happens. And you guys know that once it hits, I got something in store for you guys. If you guys have been following us for a while. So Usman's asking, what do you think about GA, bro? As you can probably tell, it's my favorite pair to trade at the moment. Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm going to take a look at that as well. Usman, I'm adding you to the list. Usman for GBP AUD. And then we have Varun over here for UK 100. So we have a lot of pairs here to look at, guys. I'm going to keep analyzing further. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat, and then we will continue on with our analysis. So I'm going to go down the list right here. We have GU for Mersaban Razul. We have OddCAD for Emma. We have UJ for Yadin. We have NASDAQ 100 for Super Sam. We have USD CAD for Hamizan. We have GA for Usman. And then we have UK for Varun, UK 100. So let's keep going down the list, guys. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting too long. Let's see. We have GU over here next. And then we will be analyzing this. Okay, wait. So before I analyze this for you guys, real quick, I'm going to go through the US 30 strategies, because, sorry, I do see a couple messages here on Telegram. People asking about, they're asking for me to go over the US 30 strategy, because they don't know what we're doing here for this specific entry. So let me just check this out real quick over here. Looks like we're good. And then I'm going to go through that strategy real quick, guys. So I'm not going to take too much time on it. I'm just going to zoom through it so that I can show the new people here that just joined K2 how this strategy works, what we're applying this morning. So I'm going to go here on the 10-minute, and I'll just start from the beginning of this month, right? Because we started off this month on the, what was it, the 4th right here. So here are the requirements for the US 30 strategy that we're applying right now for the specific trade that we currently have active. It's a very simple strategy. If you guys want access to it to apply it yourself, you're more than welcome. It's available to you. And it's very simple. So here's the K2 daily US 30 strategy. So first, you're just going to look for entries after the New York Stock Exchange open, which is going to be 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then next, you're going to look for the first valid K2 signal. And then after that, you're going to enter on the open of the following candle. And then lastly, your TP stop loss is set at 1,500 pips, which is a sweet spot from all the testing that I've done throughout the years. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark up 6:30 for every day of last week, just so you guys can see what we're looking for here. And then I'll just go back and rewind time so that we can analyze it each day specifically, right? So I'm just gonna go through this really quick. I don't wanna waste too much time here, but this is just for the brand new people here. You know, I'm here to help all you guys, not just, you know, the old members, but I'm here to also answer questions for the new members here who want to get familiar with our strategy here and you know, understand what we're applying here every day, you know, and how we make profit every day. Because obviously we make a lot of profit every day, guys, using this one strategy. So, you know, I definitely would like to give you guys some input on this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start from the first day of the year, first trading day, which was the 4th here. Obviously, the first day was the 3rd, but it was a Sunday, so I don't think we traded that day, right? Yeah, it was a Sunday. So I'm going to go ahead and replay this from this point, and then I'll show you guys how this strategy works from scratch. So right here, you can see that we look for entries after the New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 a.m. right here. I have it marked up. So the first requirement has already been met at that point. Next, we're going to look for the first valid K2 signal. So a valid signal is if you get a sell signal with a red candle within it. Vice versa, if you get a buy signal with a green candle in it, that's going to be a valid buy signal. So we're going to look for the first signal here. And you can see this is a huge drop right here, right? So if you're a normal trader, are you going to buy from right here? Probably not, because this looks like it's going to continue dropping. However, we don't fall for any of this noise here, right? Once we see this first entry after 6:30 a.m., we take a long position on the close of the candle right here. We have our TP and stop loss set at 1500 pips right there, and then we let it run. And what do you know? Full TP. So we hit full TP on this one right here. This is going to be Monday full TP plus 1500 pips profit. So there we go with that. There goes your first profit right there, right? Monday full TP. We're done with Monday. On to the next one. So let's move on to Tuesday. So here we go with Tuesday over here. So here we go, 6:30 a.m., right? 6:30 a.m. Now we're looking for the first valid signal. Right here, it's an invalid sell signal, so we wouldn't have taken that. Right here, we have a buy signal because it's valid. So there's new variations to the strategy, guys, but I'm going to show you guys just the bare basic of this strategy so you guys can see. Right here, 6:30 a.m., first requirement's been met. Second requirement, first valid K2 signal. This is an invalid signal, so we would have avoided it. The first valid signal is right here. It's a green signal with a green candle within it, right? We enter a long position right there. Same thing, 1500 pips. We let it run over here. What do you know? Full TP, right? Nothing new. Same thing every single day. So we got Monday full TP. We got Tuesday full TP right here. And this is available to you guys, right? If you guys want to learn the strategy, you guys can learn it. It's very easy, very simple. Same thing every single day. So we got Monday full TP, Tuesday full TP. Look at what we got next over here on Wednesday. So here's Wednesday over here. We're reaching 6:30 a.m. And there we go, 6:30 a.m. First requirement met. Next requirement, first valid signal. We have a buy signal here with a bullish green candle in it, right? Two requirements met. We do the same thing we just did over here. Enter a long position from there. Same thing, 1500 pips. Zoom out from this point. 1500 pips right there. We let it run. What do you know? Full TP again. Full TP again right there for Wednesday. I mean, I don't know how much easier I can make it for you guys to make all this profit from US 30, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're done with Wednesday. We move on to Thursday over here. So looking at Thursday over here, we've reached 6:30 a.m. right here, right? 6:30 a.m. Same exact thing we've been applying for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're looking for the entry after 6:30 a.m. First requirement met. Next requirement, looking for the first valid K2 signal. Right here, we have a buy signal. Same exact thing again, right? After 6:30 a.m., valid buy signal. Long position right here. Full TP stop loss, 1500 pips. We let it run from that point. And what happens here? What happens here? Does it end up hitting, guys? What do you guys think? Does it end up hitting? I think so. Full TP again right there. Again, same thing. Thursday, another full TP, 1500 pips. I don't think we don't usually trade on Fridays, but we'll take a look anyways if there's possibly an entry over here. So the reason why we don't like to trade on Fridays is because the market closes early and we don't like to be holding trades over the weekend. So right here we have let me see. All right, so right here we have actually this is why we wouldn't take that trade. So that's why we skipped Friday over here, because look what happened. It went the complete opposite. And then when the market reopened here on the weekend, look how crazy this market moved from Friday. It dropped heavily and then it shot up heavily. So that's why we skip Friday trades most of the time. But just looking at the trades here from Monday to Thursday, obviously full TP. So if you guys looked at our profits from last week, our profits from last week were pretty nice. We have them all saved here. I'll be real quick to save photos. So if you look here, this is everyone's profit from last week. So you can see it's not just me that's profiting. You know, Jermaine over here locked in a whole bunch of profit yesterday off that UK 100. Everyone locked in a nice profit off that UK 100. But looking at US 30 from last week, you know, people over here locked in a ton of profits. It's not just me locking in profits. Key over here locked in some crazy profits off GJ. Mark over here locked in 2,000 in profit. C-Suk over here locked in 1,500. C-Suk locked in another 700. Mark over here with his little baby account, $3. Ed over here locked in 10,000 in profit for the month, passes FTMO, easy money. Cheryl over here locked in some profit, $400. And you guys can see here, I have days and days of profits. You guys want to see all the profits hit by K2 members? I can go on forever, guys, because we profit every single day. It doesn't matter what we're trading, Forex, indices, gold, whatever. Here's December 14th. Cheryl locked in another $200. December 9th, C-Suk locked in a couple $100 right here. December 3rd, Mercer over here locked in a couple $100. Tam over here locked in a couple $100. December 2nd, Spencer locked in $500. Like every day, people are profiting in K2. So if this doesn't show you that we're all pretty profitable here, it's not just me. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. But yeah, for the new people here, this is what the strategy looks like. And that's exactly what we took here. So we waited for price to open at 6:30 a.m., took the first valid signal, and that's why we're currently in the trade. So that explains why we're in this trade right now and why we take every other trade moving forward. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So hopefully that shows you guys, you know, what's possible with all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So let me go through the chat real quick before I continue further with the questions here. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions left. We have GU for Merceban Razul. We have OddCAD for Emma, UJ for Yadin, NASDAQ 100 for Super Sam, Hamizan for USD CAD, Usman for GA, and Varun for UK 100. So let me go ahead and take a look at those real quick. You know, otherwise, let me go ahead and see if there's any other questions here before we get started. So Varun's asking, hey, Sean, I backtested US 30 strategy for 1 to 2. That's 1,500, 3,000. Worked pretty well. Would you consider? Varun, I personally would consider, but a lot of members here can't handle that risk, right? Like 1,500 is already a big risk for a lot of people. So I personally would not send it as a signal, but I would consider it for my own personal account because I can handle the risk. So I'll definitely look into that. Varun, thanks for mentioning that, because then I'm going to go ahead and back test that myself. So let me just write that down right here. Varun, 1,500, 3,000 TP stop loss. So I'll do some back testing on that, Varun, too. I'll see if that works. I wrote it down in my notes over here, so we should be good. But yeah, I don't think that's something that I would really give to the group because risk is just too high, especially on the 10-minute chart. So I'll definitely take a look at that, Varun. Thanks for mentioning that, but I will definitely continue on further with that analysis, you know, at a future date possibly. So Mohaned's asking, hey, Sean, that the strat runs on the 10-minute chart only. We would need to get premium account for trading, be correct? Yeah, so technically you would need it if you wanted to have the, you know, custom timeframes, but you make the money back with like one trade. So it's not really that big of a expense because the 10-minute is very, very crucial with specific trades. Like if you're trading the daily entry for US 30, the 10-minute is very, very crucial. It's the only one that I use, but you can use other time frames as well. They just won't be as accurate. You can use the 5-minute or the 15-minute, but the trade might come too early or it might come too late. So it's not something that I necessarily want to risk for something like that. You know, US 30 is such a risky pair to trade that I don't want to take any unnecessary risk if I can go for the full, you know, full confident trading strategy that I've set up with a 10-minute. So let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, so Billy mentioned that NFP was on Friday. Thanks for mentioning that, Billy. That's why we didn't take this trade here on Friday, because market went crazy, obviously, for NFP. Let me see if there's anything else here before we continue forward. Spencer said, teach me the way. Yeah, definitely, Spencer. If you want to learn, you know, everything's on the website, k2trades.com. You get access to the strategy right here, and then you can pretty much learn everything there. So if you guys are brand new here and you guys want access to these K2 indicators so you guys can lock in all these profits on your own, just go on the website, k2trades.com. Very simple. Click on K2 Trading Strategy course, and then you can sign up from there. You'll get access to all the indicators. You'll get access to all my strategies. you'll get access to one-on-one mentorship with me. So if you guys want to learn how to trade exactly how I do and make these profits day in, day out, go ahead and sign up on the website, and then we'll set up your mentoring session when you guys are ready. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, let me continue on with this. So the first question we have lined up is GBP USD for Mersabah and Razul. So let me go ahead and reanalyze this. I'm going to take everything off the chart, turn on the K2SRs, zoom out from this point, and draw my my zones over here real quick. So we got that right there. US 30 still bouncing around. I'm not really going to bother looking at it until it hits our TP, because it's just going to keep bouncing around, guys. Market's just crazy today. So we got this right here. All right, guys, so looking at GU over here, like I mentioned, the USD pairs are going to be moving crazy today because they're trying to impeach Trump. So with that said, they're just going to keep spiking around the place. Looking at GU right here, it looks like we have a bearish bias. I'm going to turn on the momentum indicator right here. And it's clear to see right here as well, right? So we have a rejection off this point. We had to come down right here, reject off this point. Another rejection right here. And you guys can see from these rejections right here, it's establishing lower lows and lower highs, right? So this is where the actual move happens right here. We have a nice downtrend, right? So just looking at these rejection points right here, very, very, very nice downtrend. So that's confirmation one, nice downtrend. You can also see here that it has some clean high lows, right? So we have a high there, a low right there, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So everything here is indicating a bearish move. On top of that, we have the rejection from this point. We have the sell signal right here. What we're looking for next is we're waiting for price to come down here and break and close past this structure. Once price breaks and closes past that structure, we can enter a short position from there and ride this down to full TP to this next structure down here, right? But like I mentioned, it's not going to be a smooth run, guys. There's no guarantee this is going to play out, right? The reason for that is because there's a lot of stuff going on in the US. I mean, depending if they impeach Trump or not, there's still going to be back and forth volatility with regard to the USD pairs, because it's just going to be spiking around back and forth, obviously, until, sorry guys, until something actually is like set in stone. Looking at CNBC right here, every time you refresh, there's always something new going on, right? And there's a whole bunch of stuff here going on with regard to the US, right? They're moving towards impeachment. There's like a week of danger, stated by Kramer over here. There's COVID updates. Japan has a new strain. The US vaccine roll. There's a ton of things going on in the world this week, guys, that are affecting the market. So you just got to keep in mind that this is what we're looking for here, but this isn't necessarily that what can play out. So scenario number one is price can break structure right here and come down further. Scenario number two is that price can easily reject off this point and just reverse at random, because we don't know what's going on in the market overall, and we don't know if things are going to play out like how they're supposed to be. So just looking at this here, there's a lot of different ways for this to play out from this point. It can either play out like we mentioned over here, where it comes down and then it ends up pushing down to the next structure, or if it can end up reversing from this point. So scenario number one, obviously this is what we're looking for. We want it to come down. Scenario number two is that it either rejects off this point and continues up from here. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. If this ends up rejecting, we'd be looking for a buy signal, but unless a buy signal doesn't show up, then we'd still have a bearish bias from here. So hopefully that helps out with your analysis, Mersabah and Razul. But I would wait for it to close below the structure before taking, any new entries off there. So we'll keep in touch with this, and then we'll move on to the next one. So we're done with GBP USD. I'm going to pull up odd CAD for Emma right now. And then let's see if there's anything else here that, that we can look for. So Forex.com just messaged me. They said, gold is a pair of the week. So we'll see how that plays out as well from our previous analysis that we took on earlier. So looking at odd CAD right here, I'm gonna delete everything off the chart again, show you guys how I analyze everything from scratch. So I'm gonna zoom out from this point over here. And let me see if there's anything else going on from this point. So I'm gonna zoom out from here, turn on the K2 SR indicator, and then draw my zones from this point. So right there, got that. Got this lower zone over here. We've got this right here. This zone over here. And like I mentioned before, guys, these zones down here are kind of irrelevant because price is way up here. We're not anticipating price to come way down here, you know, by the end of the week, unless like a whole currency goes crashing down. But we're just going to draw them anyway so that we have a visualization of how price has been moving for the time being. So looking at this right here, I'm going to go ahead and hide this. Zoom out from this point. Obviously, odd CAD's been pretty bullish ever since, right? And it's been a smooth move up. You can see every time price comes up, dips back down, and it just pretty much climbs up like a staircase. Looking at this point here, I'm going to turn on the momentum indicator. We have a sell momentum right here. So odd CAD looks like it can possibly be coming down. So just analyzing it from this perspective, there's no guarantee that it's going to come down from this area. But if I go ahead and just draw these little clear indications of you know, direction of price, you can probably picture, you know, what could be happening next. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this over. We have a rejection from here. We have a sell signal from right here. So this would indicate that price is likely to come down from here, right? So at this point right here, I do anticipate price to likely reject off this point and come down from here. This is scenario number one. Scenario number one is price rejects off this point and continues down further. This is a clear break and retest pattern right here. We would just need this to close with a strong bearish candle for it to complete. Because you can see here, price broke structure, it retested structure right here. And then if it closes bearish, then odds are it's going to continue to push down further right here, or it can continue down even further from that point. But like I mentioned, we have to wait for this to close. We have about an hour and 43 minutes left on this candle. So price can either reject off this point, head on down from here, or it can easily swing up from this point and reject from there, or reject from here as well. So this is a little bit of an iffy pair to be looking at right now, because like I mentioned, the AUD pairs are overall bullish, but it's having like a slight retracement right now for most of the AUD pairs. So odd CAD retracing down, odd CHF retracing down, odd JPY retracing down, but there's no guarantee it's going to come down because it's still a strong bullish uptrend. So looking at that right there, you know, odd NZD, this is still bullish. Odd USD, this is coming down because of the US news this morning. So there's a lot of, I mean, different opportunities here that can play out. So opportunity one is price rejects off this point, and then it continues down further. Opportunity number two is price swings back up, provides some sort of buy signal, and then you can take a buy signal from here, buy entry from this point. So this can literally go either way, guys. There's no guarantee it's going to come down. There's no guarantee it's going to come up. For me, I don't like taking trades like this where there's no real one side to it, right? Because price can easily be coming down right here and reversing from this very strong uptrend that's been pushing up since October. It's been pushing up since October. It might be time for it to swing downwards, right? But who knows? This can easily swing up or it can swing down. It's just, there's two different areas that are of importance. Of importance here is if price closes below the structure, you can enter a short position here for a late entry and then ride this down to the next structure where it can possibly break through here. So it could head down from here, hit your full TP, and then at that point, it can either reject off this point or it can continue down further where you can take another short position, right? So there's a ton of different ways to trade this. I personally would wait for this candle to close before you take an entry. I wouldn't enter just to enter because you don't want to be caught in like on the wrong side of the chart, right? You don't want to enter a sell position and it ends up spiking up. You also don't want to enter a buy position because you think it's going to close up here and then it ends up spiking down on you. So I would wait for some confirmation for either price to close above here with the buy signal or for price to remain below the structure and close below here, where you can ride this to this next zone right here. So keep that in mind for odd CAD. Otherwise, I would sit tight and wait for some sort of confirmation from now until candle close in about an hour and 40 minutes. So that's it for that one right there. Let me see what else here. Emmanuel deleted his message. I saw that message though, Emmanuel. Emmanuel said that US 30 was going to stop loss, but it's pretty much in profit for me right here, Emmanuel. I don't know if you try to be slick about like deleting your comment where you said it was going to go to stop loss, but it's obviously in profit right here. And you know, there's no, I'm not mad that you posted that comment. I just find that it was funny that you deleted your comment, because I did see your comment and I was waiting for it to swing back in profit before I responded to you, because I knew it was going to swing back in profit. So, you know, maybe just work on your trade psychology, bro, or like, because a lot of you guys think it's going to keep coming down, but in reality, you guys just have to be patient. You know, a lot of people want it to hit TP right away, but that's not always the case. You know, in some cases right here, we hit TP right, like within a few minutes, or not a few minutes, within a few hours, right? We hit full TP here for about 2 hours. Keep in mind, guys, we're just been in this trade for like less than an hour. So if you guys are like expecting it to hit TP like right away, it's not going to hit right away, guys. Like you guys can see right here that it's hit TP like in 2 hours almost every time. Right here, obviously hit TP in like 30 minutes. This happens sometimes where it hits full TP. But on Thursday right here, we held on to this trade for like hours. We held on to this trade for about like 14 hours until it hit full TP. So you guys got to be very patient. Don't don't just like, you know, call things out because you think something's gonna happen. Because we have the data. We understand how the strategy works. The strategy actually works. If it does hit stop loss, then it's fine, because we know that, you know, it was just a bad trade. But most of the time it actually plays out. So like for right here, it looks like we're about to hit TP. So, I mean, I just found it funny, Emmanuel, that you said that, then you deleted it. I mean, it would have been fine if you just left it there and we could have just analyzed your perspective, right? Like if you thought it was going to come down and you had an analysis for a sell, like I respect your analysis. Like you don't have to agree with my trades or agree with my analysis. But you know, I would definitely would like to see if you think it's going to come down, maybe give a chart so that I can see for myself. You know, maybe I missed something. Maybe I did something different that could be analyzed differently. So just keep that in mind. But nothing else from there, and then we will move forward with the next pair over here. So we have UJ for Yadin. But let me check out the chat real quick to see if there's anything else here that I missed before we continue on further. Okay, so Varun said, yeah, keep in touch with me if you find a suitable assist for you on that one. It's been very long for you. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it, because we are definitely looking into a lot of new strategies that have been hitting pretty nicely. And then we could definitely incorporate that into our overall entries for, you know, whatever trades we decide to take. Damn. So Spencer said, I blew my whole account of 4K with no knowledge. Well, it looks like you found it. You found the right place, Spencer, because we're all here learning and I'm here to answer all your questions. So, you know, whether you decide to join K2 or not, I can still answer your questions. You can just put them in the chat and then I can help you out as much as I can. Let me continue on further and see if there's any other questions here. Skillstraight said, if you invest time to learn, you'll have access to money for as long as Forex exists, which will be forever, pretty much, right, Skillstraight? So yeah, I agree with Skillstraight as well. You know, if you learn this skill here that I'm teaching you guys can literally live off this. Like I live off this. I trade full time. I quit my job this year to trade full time with you guys, and it's been great, guys. Like no boss, nobody to deal with. I mean, I get to hang out with you guys every morning on this live session, answer your guys' questions, make sure everyone's profiting. It's a win-win for me for the most part. Back testing is good. Let me see what else is going on over here. Zephyr said, Sean, what is the average holding period for full TP from your back test, if you remember, before Asia? Yeah, so normally, Zephyr, we usually hit TP before Asia session. So basically, you can see right here that Asia session starts at 1500 hours. So usually before US market closes, that's where we hit full TP. So full TP usually happens within the first couple hours of market from when we enter the trade. Sometimes it'll go like far out like this if there's something going on for like during that day. But most of the time it usually it hits around like 2 to 3 hours around there. So just keep that in mind. And that's usually why I don't like to hold trades farther than Asia session. But here we go. We're almost there. You guys know what I got set up for you guys over here. So once we hit that, let me get my water ready. Let me check my profits real quick. All right, I'm over here on my main account. Main account is in profit. Let's see. Yeah, like well over $1,000. Looks pretty nice. I mean, with fees and everything, I'm like at 965. You guys can see right there, 900 something. Oh, there you go, up to 1,000. So I'm up 1,000 right now on my account. If you guys can see my screen right now, it's just bouncing around for the most part. But I mean, it looks good. So this looks pretty solid for the most part. Other than that, I will continue to let this run. Let me see if my payout went through just yet. What? Oh, that's crazy. Sorry, guys. I just got this email from this. Trying to give me a Lambo. Just trying to see. Damn. Okay. It's all good. I entered this contest for this Lambo. I was hoping to win, but I didn't. It's all good. I'll buy with my own money then. Fuck you guys for not letting me win that contest. But okay, guys. Sorry, I was just looking at my emails real quick. I entered this stupid contest for a Lambo, and some guy in my neighboring city won the freaking Lambo, guys. So like I try to I enter this contest, and it's crazy because the contest is like around the world. It's like an international contest, and this freaking guy that lives in the city near me won the freaking Lambo Aventador. Well, whatever. I'll just buy my own Lambo then. I don't need no free Lambo for these guys. So it's cool. So let's continue on with this. I mean, it didn't hit TP yet, so we'll continue and let this play out a little longer. So let me see if there's any other questions before we continue on with this analysis, and then we will see what's going on from here. Let's see. So start my account with. Nice. So Super Sam said I started my account with 350 last Monday, and by Friday my account was at 950 with my personal trades and K2 US 30 trades. Very nice, Super Sam. Glad to see that, because I know you've been asking a lot of questions in K2, and I'm glad that you're asking these questions, because I'm able to help you, and you're here like obviously doubling up your account easily. Rob said it's all about patience. Don't let the red get to your head. Exactly. Varun said US 30 heading back to full TP. CT said TP1 about to be hit. Kel said, train your mind. The markets are just doing the same thing they've always done. Exactly, 100%. Usman said TP1, 100%. Waiting for that. Varun said, we need that buzzer on full TP, Sean. Exactly. Forex Trader said, locked in 1K on US 30 so far. I have one position still open. Nice, nice. Cameron said, it's like kissing the TP. Yeah, definitely, but it's like right at it. I'm gonna leave it alone, let it keep running at that point. We'll see how this plays out. And then let me see what else is going on over here. Billy said, if this breaks the zone here, it'll be nice. Gotta wait on the 30-minute 1 hour zone. Definitely, I agree. Varun said, Cameron, yeah, K2 strategies love TPs, man, 100%. Sanjeev said, how many lots do you open per account? I mean, it depends on your account, says Sanjeev. You're obviously not trading the same account as me, so I wouldn't base your lot size off mine, right? It just depends on what you're trading. So for me, I'm trading 15 lots on Ftmo, which uses mini lots. So I think my profit potential is about 2,250 per trade. So that's my lot size for that. But each broker and each account is different, Sanjeev. So you have to be more specific with like what account size you're using, what broker you're using, how do they measure US 30. That's going to determine, what your profit potential is, because obviously a 15 lot for me is going to be completely different for you if you're using a different broker that measures it in standard lots, right? That would be considered like 150 lots. So just keep that in mind depending on what you're using, but it's going to vary from broker to broker. CT said, now they'll never leave you alone. Exactly. Usman said, you're two jokes, bro. Skill straight to left, man. Stop Sean. U.S. contest, and the winner is a neighbor. Small world. It's not even. Yeah, it's not even USA contest. Skill straight. It's an international contest, and the person in my in my state, I guess, or like in my city, he actually won. Damn, look at that TP1, guys. Here we go. There goes your horn. Who asked for the horn earlier? Here we go, guys. TP. I might move my stop loss in profit. I already know. Fuck it, I'm just gonna let it run. Let it run a full TP. So I'm letting my trades run on my accounts because one of my main accounts is still processing as they're sending me my money for my payout. So just looking at this right here. Let me give you guys the update in the chat. Let me check this over here real quick. Man, I'm still kind of upset that I didn't get that Lambo in that freaking contest. Freaking guy like in 2 cities over or 1 city over, he won the Lambo and he's not even here. He's deployed. Well, I mean, good for him. He's serving the country, so he's gonna come back to a nice little Aventador when he comes back to the U.S. So there we go. TP1 for US 30, guys. Congrats to you guys who took the trade. Oh, there we go. There goes Arik. Nice. So Arik is actually he's actually funded. He made some profit. He's making money. Arik's been with us for a long time. I don't know if you're on this call, Arik, but congrats to you, bro. If you're on here, you've been with us for a long time. Arik is one of the guys who's been bugging me with like the same question for like the whole year. But I'm proud of Arik because Arik, he asks me questions every single day, and he's become like a great trader every single time he takes a trade with us. He was very nervous. He wasn't 100% about his trades, but ever since he joined K2, he's been killing it. Arik's been on point with his profits, and he's always got the best little gifts over here. I'm sure you guys have seen Arik's gifts. He always makes gifts of me. He photoshops my face on like everything. Let me see what else he's posted here before. If you guys are part of K2 for a while, you guys know Arik. Arik's been here for a while. He's been taking the trades. He's had some ups and downs, but he's finally funded on his 100K. He's on his second account, making some real nice profit. See, so there's one that Arik made the Pip Rain Man K2 trades. This dude photoshops me on everything. K2 Airshawn. So I do appreciate Arik, and I think Arik probably thinks that I'm annoyed at him because he asks me so many questions, but I'm here to help you out every time. Here's Arik, K2 Sean Woods. I'm going to save all these pictures and I'm going to put them into a compilation at some point. It seems like every time I hit TP, he has a new Photoshop picture of me. Go. So yeah, congrats guys. If you guys took that trade, I'm holding on to full TP. So if you guys want to hold on to full TP, you guys are more than welcome. Otherwise I'm just going to, hang on from that point. Kasim right here locked in about 653. Congrats, Kasim. That's nice. Very nice profit right there. Victor over here. Nice. Victor locked in $450 off his. So I'm going to, if you guys have profits, go ahead and post them in the group and I'll post them in all of our public groups later. Because, at the end of each day, I usually send out, everyone's profits from that point. Nice. So Ftmo over here grew 50K to 80K in 1 week with K2. Nice. That's very, very, very nice. So right here, he started the 50K on Ftmo. He's up to 80K now, 80K equity. Congrats, bro. Killing it, man. Killing it. All right. So let's continue on forward with this. Like I mentioned, I haven't moved my stop loss and profit. I'm just going to write it up, guys. There's no point in me really moving it personally because I'm going for those full TPs. On these specific accounts that I'm using, because I still have one account that's running on, or 2 accounts running on Ftmo right now, and I'm just gonna let them run at full TP. So I'll leave them alone right here, and then I'll continue on with everything else in the chat. Yeah, Sanjeev. So can you confirm what your account size is on Ftmo? If you're gonna confirm your account size on Ftmo, I can give you the exact lot size because I'm trading a 100K account on Ftmo and I'm taking a 15 lot. So if you want to take a 15 lot with me, you can. Obviously you're trading a 100K account on Ftmo. Your max loss is 5,000, right? So max loss is 5,000. For us, we're taking a 15 lot. So if I show you here, it's a 15 lot times 1500, we're risking 2,250. So if your max loss is 5,000, you subtract that by 2,250, you still have a cushion of 2,750. So this is the sweet spot for obviously FTMO if you're trading 100K account on US 30. So you can take the same lot size as me, 15 lot. But like I mentioned, depends on what account size you're trading and on what broker you're trading with as well. So let me continue down over here real quick and see if there's any other questions before we continue. Victor's hit Sean, aka Floyd Rather has, let's go. Definitely. Spencer said, can you start with 50 bucks? So you can start with as large account as you want, Spencer. It just depends on what you're trading. If you're trading US 30, you're going to need a little more money. I think the minimum you could trade US 30 with is like 100, 200, or like 500 bucks, depending on your broker. But it's, obviously it's going to depend on which broker you're trading with. But if you want to trade Forex, you can trade with any amount size. Your profits are just going to reflect your account size. So don't expect to make $1 million with 50 bucks overnight, right? You probably make a couple bucks, maybe double your account if so. But don't expect to be a millionaire overnight if you're trading 50 bucks. Maybe over a couple years, but it's not going to happen like super quickly or very consistently. You're not just going to have back-to-back wins straight through there. Cameron's asking, what broker do you use for your self-funded account? Is it the same as FTMO? So Cameron, for my personal account, I use Hugo's Way because it has high leverage. That's personally what I use. And then other than that, I use FTMO. That's pretty much all I use. I just use Hugo's Way for my personal and then FTMO for my big account. Let's see. Nice. Yeah. So TP1 hit. We're good with that. City said, literally just passed my 25K verification. Close US 30 early to close it out. Congrats, City. So there you are. Another FTMO funded member here from K2. Congrats, City. So, I'm excited to see you get your first payout, bro, because that's the best feeling ever. You've been trying to push for this challenge and verification for the past, 1-2 months. So when you get that first payout, man, it's gonna be so relieving. And then from that point, you can get another account for free, or you can get your refund for your challenge. So you either get your money back or you end up getting another account. Let me see if there's anything else here. Angel said LeBron James is the best. No, he's awesome, man. He's good. Deswell said, I took the free trial of Ftmo twice, one with just US 30 and one with just Forex, passed both within a week. Going live in 2 weeks. Nice, Deswell. Congrats. Yeah, no, definitely. So if you guys have been following my trades for the past couple months now, we've been hitting TPs back to back to back. You guys saw, US 30 over here, straight full TPs back to back to back. And then also with our Forex trades, full TPs back to back to back as well. So hopefully you guys have been profiting with me so far. It looks like everyone's been doing pretty great. Pretty much makes FTMO look super simple. So let's see if there's anything else going on over here. Chris, our CT, said, I double dipped at 3,830. Nice. So he actually, oh, wow, you super double dip, bro. You're like way down here. Damn, okay. So you got in from like way over here. You got in way over here and you got in over here. So you're up in super profit, CT. You're in profit. Damn, you're in profit about 2,200 pips. And then from this entry right here, you're in profit even more, another 800 pips. So congrats to that. Looks good. Let's see what else we got here. Billy, so technically you can do a 20-25 lot if only US 30, then just saying someone who's going to take US 30. So Billy, you can take up to like a 30 lot if you really wanted to. So if you really, really wanted to, so say like, say your FTMO is going to expire tomorrow, right? Or your FTMO is going to expire like next week and you need to hit your 10K, right? So if you want to do that, you can do a 30 lot, which I don't recommend, but you'll be risking 4,500 per trade. You're still going to be within your daily loss limit, but you have profit potential to pass your FTMO with like 1.5 trades, because two of these, like two 4,500 trades is going to be 9,000 profit. You need to have 10,000 to pass the FTMO, right? So if you do this, you have like 3 trades, you're like well over the profit target on an FTMO if that's the case. So the max you could risk is 30 lots. I don't recommend it, only if it's like absolutely necessary. Because I used to do that before, Billy, when I first started FTMO, and I passed my FTMO with like 2 trades. And it was funny because everyone was like having trouble passing FTMO. And I'm like, oh, well, I passed it in 2 days. And I showed everyone my results, and no one could believe that. They were like, how did you do that? And I'm like, dude, just use a calculator. It's like easy calculation. You just multiply, and then you figure out, what your profit potential is. And then from there, you can determine how many trades you need to win for you to pass. So just keep that in mind, with regard, but I wouldn't trade this on a normal account or like normally, because you can easily lose a lot of money if you, if you're not lucky. So just keep that in mind, Billy. Let me see what else is here. Yeah, so Merciful said if he goes away, you need about 200. Deswell said, let's get this jet this year, Sean. Yeah, Deswell, you're a pilot, right? I'm gonna have you be my personal pilot on my K2 jet once I come visit you over there. Let's all get this K2 jet and go on this world tour. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so TT confirmed FTMO numbers. So yeah, you probably got in at about the same area, right? So you're in profit maybe about double right now. So that looks good. Razul said just made 700 euros on US 30 and recovered all the losses from Forex trades. Nice, Razul. So I know you took that loss on EJ yesterday, I think. So, thankfully you made back that profit on US 30 right here, and I'm happy about that. So 100% glad with that right there. Skill Straight said, yeah, Sean, Forex is forever, or for as long as there exists at least 2 different currencies. A one world order, single world currency would be a nightmare for us. I agree 100%. But if that's the case, Skill Straight, we can always trade the index, the DXY. So there's really no stopping, depending on what we trade. If we can't trade US 30 anymore, we'll trade to another asset, because this strategy works on pretty much everything. Yeah, definitely, Skill Straight. I agree. Spencer said, I wish I would have come here first with my first 4K. Yeah, definitely, Spencer. I mean, it's all good. You're at the right place now. So this is going to be your point of recovery, right? You lost a lot of money trading with other people before, but you found, a solid community here to trade with every day. So, I'm glad you found us, and let's make some profits from here. So let me go back to the questions over here. The last question was from Yad, and he wanted me to take a look at UJ. So I'm going to pull up UJ right here. Zoom out from this point, delete everything off the chart. Turn on my K2SRs. And just a reminder to you guys, I'm a normal person just like you guys, right? I'm making profits just like you guys. I'm not making anything out of the ordinary. So, because a lot of people always ask me like, hey, Sean, are you human? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm human. I'm just like you. I'm a normal person. I live a normal life. You don't see me out here driving a Lambo, driving a McLaren yet, keyword yet. I'm probably going to get that probably this year, because I feel like I deserve it. But yeah, guys, I'm just a normal person just like you guys, right? I just know how to trade. I'm just like you guys. I came from a normal life, worked a normal job, but now I'm a full-time trader. So I haven't been doing this. I mean, I've been trading for like 10 years, but I've only been trading full-time for less than a year now. So keep in mind that anything is possible, guys. As long as you guys have, the proper community to trade with, you're learning from someone that actually knows what they're doing. You guys can go pretty long in this trading game. So looking at UJ right here, we have a rejection off this point. Let me turn on the momentum indicator, and we have a bullish momentum here, right? So let me just indicate, what I was looking for here. So looking at this over here, guys, we have this rejection from this point. We have a bullish signal right here. We have a break in structure right here and close, right? So when that happens right there, long position, full TP right there. So that would have been full TP. Same situation right here again, price broke structure. And then what happens when price breaks structure and closes above it? It pushes to the next structure right here, right? So it went from here to here. Same situation from right here. It went from here to here, right? Same thing over and over again. Now what we're waiting for is for price to break structure right here. Once price breaks structure right there, we can take another long position over here and then write it to the next structure up here as well. Same thing we've been doing right here, just letting this run from this point up to this point up here. So this is all we're waiting for UJ. But like I mentioned, the USD pairs are just going through some crazy times right now with the world trying to impeach Trump, right? So with this going on right here, we would have to wait for price to close above it. So our first scenario right here is price breaks above this structure and closes. Then we can take a buy position right at the full TP. In the opposite, price can also establish a rejection point from there. And instead of it pushing up, it can swing back down, provide a sell signal somewhere over here. You know, if it provides a sell signal, then we could probably ride this down to this structure over here. So there's two scenarios that can play out. Obviously, we have a bullish bias because the most recent signal right here was a buy signal. So we want price to close above this structure. But, you know, we have to look at this from both perspectives. We can't just be looking at this one-sided. So for one here, we have a bullish bias, vice versa. Price can reject off this point, come back down, provide a sell signal. If that happens, then we can take a sell from this point and then write it down from here. So obviously we have a bullish bias here, but, you know, we have to wait and see how everything plays out from now until the end of this week. And wait for that confirmation for price to break above the zone. If price doesn't break above the zone and close, then we have no entry. If price ends up swinging back down, then we could have an entry from that point. So an example for this right here would be over here, right? So like if I move this over here, we have a rejection from this point. We have a sell signal right here. And then price broke structure right here, right? Same situation right here, rejection, sell signal that we're looking for right here, and a break in structure, which would happen right here, where it ended up pushing down to this structure over here. Same thing that I marked up right here, right? So there's two different ways that can play out. Vice versa, if price breaks structure in the opposite way, like it did over here. See, we have a rejection from this point. Zoom in from here, rejection from this point. Buy signal right there. Breaking close past structure right here. And then what happens? It pushes up to this structure, just like I mentioned over here, right? So if it breaks above here and closes, we can ride this up. In the alternate, if price ends up rejecting from this point, we get a sell signal, we can take it the opposite way. So we can take a sell or we can take a buy. It doesn't matter which way we take it. It just depends on where price closes. So we just got to be patient with this and wait for price to give that confirmation before we make an entry for UJ. So that's it for UJ right there. Let me continue on with this, and then we will continue moving forward. So that's it for UJ right there. Next question is going to be NASDAQ for Super Sam. So let me go and take a look at NASDAQ. And then let me go ahead and check the chat out real quick to see if I'm missing anything before we continue forward. Okay, so we got breaking news from CNBC. Just got a text from CNBC. Said House Democrats introduce impeachment article against Trump for inciting the Capitol Hill attack. Nice, okay. So market's about to get crazy, guys. They just introduced the articles of impeachment. So let's see how this ends up playing out, you know? Breaking news. Breaking news. We'll see how this happens. It just happened about 2 minutes ago. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. Man, you better keep pushing up. He needs to keep pushing up. Keep pushing up, hit our full TP, and then go ahead and do whatever you want to do, US 30. But that's what we're pretty much waiting for over there. So let me see what we got over here. Skill Trade said I might have to take that one trade setup if I don't pass Ftmo by the 3rd week this month. Yeah, no, definitely. You know, if you could take more risk, you can. There's no limits behind it. It just really depends on how we're feeling for that specific, you know, asset and specific trade. So let me see if there's anything else over here. Neil said, boy, I need to trade on another account from Traders Way so I can trade these indices. Yeah, definitely, bro, 100%. Skills Trade said 2 trade setup. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that as well. Skills Trade. I might have to implement that into my own. Chris said you deserve it, but it might compromise your legitimacy. I'll buy an apartment building. Yeah, no, definitely, CT. You know, eventually that's definitely a long-term goal for us here. Sam K said, hey, Sean, could you look at UK 100? There was a possible pivot entry, but I didn't take it as it wasn't 100%. So yeah, we do have UK 100 on the list as well. So I have that for Varun, and I also have that for Sam K as well. Okay. So I'm gonna add that to the list. I mean, it's already on the list, but we're gonna keep looking at it as well as we move forward. Let me see if there's anything else here. Byron's asking for gold. So Byron, we did look at gold already, but I'll reanalyze it for you. Once we get down the list, I'm just gonna add you to the list here, Byron. So we got Byron over here for gold. Gene Vaughn wants us to take a look at US 30. Can we make another trade on the chart? I wouldn't re-enter the trade on there, Gene Vaughn, because we're already in the trade. So I wouldn't re-enter it. If you got kicked out in profit, then you're pretty much good already. But I wouldn't re-enter right now. Unless you want to just re-enter and then ride this to full TP, you can do that as well. But I generally don't really recommend re-entries unless you have a strategy that you're following. So in order for me to have a re-entry on here, I probably would want a retracement to come down and then catch it as it swings back up. But I mean, there's no guarantee that's going to happen, right? An easy way to do it is you can probably just put a buy stop right here. You can put a buy stop order at this high so that, it's currently retracing right now, but as it swings back up, it'll fill your order and then you can ride it to full TP. So there's a lot of different ways to apply it from here. But like I mentioned, I never recommend to re-enter a trade if you get kicked out in profit already. It just really depends on how you determine that entry. I wouldn't just enter just to enter. I would only enter if you have an actual entry that's available for that specific pair. But I'll go ahead and take a look at that anyways later. I add you to the list, Gene Vaughn. We have a couple of questions here as well as we continue forward. So let's see anything here. So Spencer says, so it's 200 a month to be in K2. Spencer, so it just depends on what you're looking for, right? If you want to have access to these indicators and the strategies and my one-on-one mentorship, then yeah, it'd be 200 a month if you want that. If you want the full package where you can learn how to trade exactly how I do, you'll have one-on-one mentorships with me, you'll learn how to trade all these strategies that I've been discussing here, then that would be that package right there. So if you go on our website here at k2trades.com, you can either get the signals or you can either get the strategy course. Obviously, I'm going to recommend you get the strategy course because you want to be profitable long-term, right? So if you copy signals, you'll make profit off my signals. There's no question of that, but you're not going to understand what you're doing. If you want to understand what you're doing, then you sign up to the strategy course here. Once you click on that, the strategy course will open up here, and then you'll get access to pretty much everything here. You'll get access to the video courses, which has every strategy that I apply. So you know how to trade exactly how I do. Let me see if I can pull up the course real quick here for the new people, in case you guys don't know what the course looks like. The course is super simple. It just covers pretty much everything regarding K2. So if you go on the course here, it has all the basics here. If you scroll down, it has all of my strategies here, the intraday strategy, momentum pullback strategy, my scalping strategies, the K2SR strategy. This is a strategy I use for all of the Forex signals. So all of our Forex wins are using this one strategy. And if you guys saw the results for the year, this is the only strategy I've used for Forex. And then for US 30, the strategy that I just went over, it's explained right here as well. And then you can see from this point, we have, back-to-back wins right here. This would have covered your, subscription with like one trade. Because obviously if you're trading even the smallest lot size of 15, 0.01, you'd make $150 off this trade, $150 off this trade, $150 off this trade, $150 off this trade. So if you took every US 30 trade last week, 150, this is the smallest lot size too, times 4, you'd be in profit $600. You subtract 200 off that, you've covered your subscription, you've made a ton of profits, and then you have unlimited profits from there moving forward. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask Spencer and I can answer them. But yeah, depending on what you want to sign up for, if you just want access to the signals, it's a lot cheaper. But obviously, if you want to be a successful trader long-term, or you can trade on your own, then obviously you want to learn my strategies right here. So that's about it for that. Let me continue on with the questions here before I move forward, and then we will continue. So another question right here is from Ola. Ola is asking, do you trade US 30 live on YouTube Monday through Thursday? Yes, I do. So I'm here usually Monday through Thursday. I trade US 30 live, and I also trade Forex pairs as well. When we have entries on the Forex, I trade on the 4-hour time frame. So I trade at 6 a.m. my time, which was 2 hours ago. And then again at 10 a.m. My time, which is in about an hour. So if I see entries for Forex, I'll call Forex trades live in about an hour. Otherwise, we generally trade US 30 in the morning during the New York Stock Exchange open. So that's pretty much what we trade here. But I also analyze pretty much everything for you guys. If you guys want me to analyze any asset, any stock, anything really, I can analyze anything for you. Because, obviously I clearly know how to trade, and I'm not like, I don't just trade one thing. I can trade anything. So if you guys have any other questions, regarding any other assets, just put them in the chat and then I can analyze them for you. Otherwise we have a list of questions to go through right now already. Merciful said, how to close out my US 30 at first TP due to bad cell phone service at work. Oh man, Merciful, it means it's about time for you to quit, bro. I think you started making more money trading than at work, right? soon enough, man. But definitely, yeah, he said, thanks, Sean. No problem. I'm glad you made some profit off that. And I look forward to more profits, moving forward this week. CT said 31,132 is a gap on US 30 currency.com. Might open my TP a bit and roll out stop when it hits levels. Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking about the same thing, CT. I'm thinking about possibly, opening up my TP, removing my TP and just letting it pretty much push up even further. But I mean, we'll see how that ends up as we move forward. It's only 8 o'clock. We still have about like 3-4 hours left in the market. So I'm gonna let this run. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and analyze NASDAQ. So I'm gonna go down the list real quick before we get started. And then you guys will see what I'm gonna be analyzing for the rest of the duration of this session. So for Super Sam, we have NASDAQ 100. For Hamizan, we have USD CAD. For Usman, we have GBP odd. For Varun and Sam K, we have UK 100. For Byron, we have gold. And for Gene Vaughn, we have US 30. So I'm gonna look at NASDAQ right now, take everything off the chart, turn on the K2SR indicator right here, and draw up my zones. So we got a zone down here. We got a zone right here. It's gonna make one big, or actually I could make that one right there, connect these over here. This one right here. And then we got these right over here. So looking at the NASDAQ right here, actually, so I drew these on the 4-hour. I wanted to draw them on the shorter time frame, but I think this is fine as well because they line up pretty much the same. So looking over here at the 10-minute, actually, I'm gonna have to redraw this because it looks like there's a bit of an inconsistency with how it moves because the 4-hour is so wide. So let me go back on the 1 hour real quick. Sorry guys, I'm gonna redraw these zones real quick because the zones vary so much from the 4-hour to the 1 hour because it's such a huge time difference between the two, and especially for an asset that moves super quickly, right? So let me go ahead and draw this right here. Got that right there. So here. There, and then we got this over here, this big zone right here. So looking at current price right now, I'm gonna go on the 10-minute, hide this. Looks like price is trying to break outside the zone, but it hasn't had very much luck. So looking at the NASDAQ right here, I mean, it's currently within the zone right here. So I would probably have to wait for price to close above it before you decide to take, long position right here. Because there's just a lot of uncertainty with how it's moving, right? So until it closes above here, then I wouldn't take that buy position just yet. Let me just look on the higher time frame because it's kind of hard to analyze this on the 10-minute if you're looking at it from a bigger perspective. But even right here on the 30-minute, you can see here, same situation. It's still in an uptrend right now. It's still like clearly in like some sort of uptrend right now. It's like, there we go. Still in a strong uptrend over here. It just needs to break above the structure. So basically what happened here is price broke above here. Retrace back down to retest the structure right here, to break and retest. And then once it closes above here, then we could probably see it, possibly shoot up even further. From that, at that point, once it breaks above that structure and closes, you can take a long position right there and pretty much just ride this up to full TP. That's basically what I see happening right here for NASDAQ 100. But, like I mentioned, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world this week with them trying to impeach Trump. And, it's going to affect other markets too. It's not just going to affect US markets. It's going to affect other markets as well because, they're impeaching a president. It's kind of a big deal. It doesn't matter if it's just happening in the US, but it could affect other markets as well. So just keep that in mind right here. I mean, obviously we do have a bullish bias because NASDAQ has been super bullish. Or what am I saying, guys? NASDAQ is a US asset. So obviously it's going to get affected, with the impeachment news. So I thought I was analyzing UK 100, sorry, because they get mixed up. But yeah, looking at NASDAQ right here, obviously we have a bullish bias right here, and I think it's going to continue up further. But price needs to close above this structure. If this doesn't happen right here and price ends up rejecting off this point, it can drop further and further before it ends up finally, shooting up at some point. So it can drop from here, shoot up from there. It can drop from here, and it can shoot up from there as well. So obviously I have a long-term bullish bias for NASDAQ, but it is at an all-time high. So you can see that I think this is the all-time high right here. Yeah. So this is the all-time high right here. And price is basically just ranging within the zone right here, right? So just looking at current price right here, you can see that price is literally just ranging within these two zones. So if price closes above the zone right here, we can see it push up to this structure right here, where it can either break above it and continue on further, or it can reject off this point from there. So there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out, but obviously I have a bullish bias for NASDAQ, and just looking at it from right here, we just want it to close above here, and then we can take that buy and let it run. So if that happens, I might even take it on my own account, guys. I might even take it on my own account and just let it run, because I do see it coming up possibly. We got about 30 minutes left on this candle, so we have some time before it ends up, shooting up from this point. So that's pretty much all I see right here. And then we will continue on from there. So that's it for NASDAQ. I have a bullish bias on it. If it closes above that structure, then yeah, we can do that. But I would wait for that confirmation for it to close above before you end up taking that. Spencer is asking, would it be possible to sign up for the signals and switch over to the strategy? Yeah, definitely, Spencer. You can always switch over whenever you want. You can cancel whenever you want. There's no commitment really. But I'm sure you'll like it once you join K2, right? Because once you start trading with us daily, every single day, I think you'll enjoy the profits that you start to derive from all of my trades. And you'll just start to learn more and more every single day. So if you want to start with the signals and then move over to the strategy, you can do that. It's completely fine. And it's completely available to you. So if you want to do that, feel free. Otherwise, everything is going to be available to you like within time. So go ahead and switch up what you like to do. If you want to start with the signals, do that. And then if you want to switch over to the strategies a little later, you're free to do that as well. John said impeachment isn't about Trump. What it does is it ties up Congress right when Biden administration is trying to get momentum on their agenda. Yeah, exactly, John. There's always a second agenda to everything that's going on in the world. The impeachment is, obviously it's going to affect the market in one way or the other, but it just depends on who's interpreting it, right? Because one person will see it as a good thing, one person will see it as a bad thing, and obviously that'll affect how people see the market overall. So yeah, I agree with what you said, John, 100%. Tommy's asking, do you get signals with the strategy? Yeah, you do. So if you sign up to the strategy, you'll have access to all of the K2 premium groups, which would be the K2 premium signals channel right here, where I post all of my trades real time. If you guys want to copy my trades, they're all posted here. And the London groups trades are also posted here as well. So nice. So we got Henry over here. He just passed. He said K2. Nah, I'd be like K2. Henry passed his FTMO. Congrats, Henry. So we have another FTMO funded member here as well. Wow. Okay, cool. So we got 2 new FTMO funded members in K2 today. Congrats to everybody here. Sam K over here. Wow, look at that profit right there, bro. Sam K locked in about 200, 400, 300, 600. About 600 in profit, I think. Nice profit off that. So congrats, Sam K. Nice profit off my US 30 and UK 100 trades today. Ren over here. Wow. Congrats, Ren. Locked in about 1,567. Nice profits on that. He said K2 stay eating 100%. So you guys can see here, all the K2 members are making a ton of profits here. It's not just me making profits. There's a ton of people here. There we go. Nice. So we got Key over here. She locked in about 1,357 off that US 30 trade, I call it. Congrats. Yeah, everyone over here showing off their profits, right? I'll have to show off mine soon too. Here we go with Key. Nice, nice. Another person right here locked in about 1,220. This is all in the K2 premium, guys. So if you guys aren't in the premium, you guys are missing out because everyone here is locking in profits day in, day out. It's clockwork, guys. If you guys look at all the profits here, ton of profits. I could scroll down to any date you guys want. We go back to like October of last year and we'll just stop it randomly. We're in December. We'll stop it randomly in November. Let's see, stop it right there. Lisa, 305 pip, $305 actually. Arik, $2,000 right there. Let's keep scrolling up. November 12, Paul over here locked in about a couple $100. Crabs over here. Paco locked in about $100 off there. I don't know. He locked in about $34 off that one. Noel over here locked in about $203. We'll just do profit roulette over here, right? Scroll up. Here we go. We got Shamar over here locked in about $23. Jazz when he passes FTMO. Pip Chase over here locked in about $300. Sisuk locked in about $2,000, $3,000. Sisuk with his scalps over here, 8,000. You know, it's profit roulette over here, guys. Just keep scrolling up. And then you can see everyone here passing their FTMO. Mark over here passes FTMO. Tiffany over here locked in about 10,000. And it just goes on, guys. So if you guys are in K2, you know, you guys already know what the deal is. You guys are in the right place. Everyone's been making profits. Everyone's doing well. So it just, you know, just pretty much goes on. And then we're just going to keep continuing on with this year as well. But yeah, Tommy, you know, back to your question, it does come with a signal. So if you do sign up to the strategy, you'll have access to all the premium groups, the signals group, the trade talk group, and the premium chat, where you'll be connected with, you know, all of the other K2 premium members, and you'll be able to see everyone's profits from there. So let me see if there's anything else over here before we continue on with this. Neil is asking, what is the cost for just signals? So if you just want to sign up for the signals, if you go on the website right here, click on K2 premium signals, enroll in course. We have the monthly access is $60 a month. And if you want the year, this is going to be cheaper. If you just get the year, it's going to be $700 up front, but then you'll have access to it for the whole year. And this is like probably the best deal here because like you can see it's $700, right? But looking at people's profits here, you make that in one trade, literally. You know, Key over here locked in 1,200. Key over here locked in 1,300. You pay off your entire year of K2 with one trade. Ren over here 1,500. Sam K over here with like well over 1,000. Henry over here passes FTMO. You know, he's gonna get funded right now. Once he's funded, he's gonna make back his subscription payment in like 1 or 2 trades. Victor over here paid off his subscription with 1 trade. Kasim paid it off. Arik paid it off. Vincent paid it off. Tam paid it off. Literally everybody. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you guys want access to it, but like I mentioned, guys, it's not required. You know, if you guys don't want to take the opportunity, it's up to you. It's up to you whether you guys want to win, you know, consistently copying my trades, or if you guys want to do things on your own. I'm still going to be here to help you guys. So it doesn't really matter if you guys want to sign up or not. But I'm still here to help you guys. So let me see if there's anything else here before we continue on. Let's see. Brian said, highly recommend Sean's strategy. It works, simplified, indicator confirmation, trading, honest and genuine guy. Thanks, Brian. Really appreciate that. Sanjeev mentioned how many FTMO accounts one have. Sorry, Sanjeev, I'm going to reread your message. How many FTMO account one can have as your K2 strategy? We can clear as many as we want to. So you can have 3 total, Sanjeev. I have 300K accounts for my FTMO. So that's the max right there. You can combine that. And then now what I'm doing is I'm leaving money in the account so that I can make it bigger. Because you could, instead of taking a payout every month, you can just save your profits, and then you can continue to keep growing it as it moves forward. So just keep that in mind with that specific one. And, you know, basically you'll be able to continue growing it if you want to. So let me see what else is here. FTMO. Oh, Spencer's asking what's FTMO. So FTMO is one of the platforms that that I trade with. Basically, if you go to FTMO right here, let me go open the website, ftmo.com. Basically, if you can prove that you can trade properly, and consistently, like with my trades or with my strategies, obviously my strategies work perfectly with FTMO. You can go for a 10,000 account, 25,000 account, 50,000 or 100,000. And once you pass this, you'll get to keep 70% of your profits. So like, for example, for me, like, right here, so you can see that key locked in about 1,200, right? 1,200, 120 for that trade. So 12,000, 1,200, $20 right here, and you multiply that by 70%. Key locked in 1,200 pips, 1,200 profit right here, but Key's going to get to take 854 profit for themselves. So depending on how much profit you make at the end of the month, that's how much you'll be keeping. I think I have my profits over here. Let me see if I showed right here. So this is my profits for last week, or this was last month. I made it, and I took only some of it out and I left most of it on there. But I think the previous week before that, I had a lot. All right, looks like I'm back, guys. So 1 second. Man, I hate when the internet does that. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting. It seems to do this a lot during the winter. Might be an issue with the internet here. I'm just posting Kia's profits on her Instagram real quick before I continue on with this. Nice. Great work by Kia. Oh man, she's she said back to this BS. She's over there on duty right now for military duties. So, all right, guys, I think I'm back here. So, can you guys see me? I just want to make sure everything's still good before I start analyzing things again. Just want to make sure that everything is cool. Let me type in the group real quick. All right, so I think I'm back. I'm not sure if you guys can see me. I just want to confirm before we continue on with these analyses. So US 30 is looking good, guys. Still pushing up to full TP. Let me see what's going on from here. Okay, everything is starting to come in on my all right, cool. So it looks like we're good. My YouTube is just updating right now, so I'm barely getting all your messages right now. Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know what happened. It seems like during the winter, my internet connection goes out like that, which is annoying. But let me go back to these questions here. Razul said, just for your Sean, just for your information, there's another company linked below who can fund you fund your trading up to 2 million. Trying to see what you mean by that. Let me see. Because I see your message, Russell, but I don't see the link that you're referring to. Do you know what's the company called? I can probably just look them up if you have a specific name for it. I can look up. But can you clarify that? I know someone who is 375K funded. He says there's 375K, but he definitely has 3 FTMO accounts. So yeah, Billy, what you can do is once you have 300K accounts, you can merge them together and you can keep money in the account. Like I just mentioned earlier, you don't have to withdraw the entire thing. Like I withdrew about 8,000, I think this month. I withdrew 5,000. I left 3,000 in there and my payout from that 5,000 was like 3,000 something. So I just left money in the account to keep growing it. So you don't need to necessarily take out all the money, every month. You can keep it in there to continue growing it. So let me see. Billy said he stated that it was an increase given from FTMO, not his payout. Sorry, I'm just reading through all the messages real quick, seeing what everyone's saying over here before I continue moving forward. But yeah, back to your question, Billy. When you make profit every month, you don't have to take everything out. So your buddy probably just left his he left profit in the account, and then he just carried over to the next month. So like instead of having 300K for the following month, and he left 10K in there, he'd be at 310,000 instead of 300K because he didn't take the money out. Vice versa, he could keep doing that every month. So he has 310K. The next month maybe he makes 50K, right? And then he just wants to leave the 50K in there and not take a payout. Then at that point, his account is now set at 360K. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, yeah, perfect. Yes, Bill, you got it. Yeah, you can just leave money in there if you really wanted to. But yeah, going back to this analysis over here, I'm done with NASDAQ 100. Next will be Hamizan for USD CAD. So let me open up USD CAD real quick. Velocity said, I'm pretty sure he means Audacity Capital. So I've heard of Audacity before. I don't think they're, from my perspective, I don't know if Audacity is good. I have never used them, so I don't have any I'm not familiar with them at all, but I heard from others that they're just okay. They're like Ftmo is still better. So it depends if you had better experience with them, but I haven't used them before. So I'm not too familiar with how their rules work and stuff like that. But let me see if there's anything else here. USD CAD. So the next question is USD CAD for Hamizan. Ola said, I'm guessing students pass with just your signals. Yeah, it's possible. It's not necessarily, it's not the only way to pass. A lot of people have the actual indicators and the strategies where they apply it themselves, but you can easily pass with just the signals as well if you follow directions. That's a big if, because a lot of people they follow my signals and then they think that they know how to do everything, and then they end up blowing their account. So as long as you follow directions and you don't get too cocky with your trades, you can easily pass with the signals, and you can easily stay funded with the signals as well. But obviously, once you get to a point where you're making a lot of profit, you want to understand why you're taking these trades, and you want to understand how to analyze a chart. Because in some situations, you won't know how to manage your trade if you don't know what you're looking at. So yeah, Ola, quick answer to your question is yes, people can pass with just the signals, but staying funded and staying consistently profitable is going to vary by how you manage your trades. So signals are fine, for time being if you want to, but I always recommend that you actually learn eventually with time. Wayne over here said, if you make 2.5% profit every month in Ftmo, they will increase your account 25% every 4 months with no ceiling on the account. Oh, nice. Good to know, Wayne. So I didn't even know that because I never really looked into that. But yeah, definitely. If Wayne says that that's the case there, then I should probably see an increase in the next couple months for that one account that I've been using. So we'll see how that plays out. If that ends up being the case for me, then I'll show you guys and I'll keep you guys updated about it. But until then, all I can say now is that, Ftmo has been great. Spencer said, would it be possible to do trading with a mobile device, or is computer the best? Computer will always be the best, Spencer, because you'll have a bigger screen, but it doesn't make any difference. You can still use your phone. Like Arik over here, if you've seen Arik, he's been making a ton of profits, and he's been trading on his phone. I don't even think he has a computer, but he's been trading on his phone, and he's been profiting like super crazy over the past year with me. So just keep that in mind. It's possible. It's just going to be more difficult if you do it on your phone. So, all right, going back to USD CAD over here, I'm going to go ahead and draw my zones. There. All right, there. There. Over there. So guys, if you guys are messaging me on Telegram or emailing me and I haven't responded to you guys, just keep in mind that I'm still live right now. Because I see a lot of people like double messaging me, like asking me the same question in Telegram. So if I have 20 questions right here, I have 4 texts, and I have like, I think 50 emails to get through. But I'm not ignoring your question. Okay, guys, I'm just busy right now with the live session, so I haven't gone to your question yet. But don't worry, I'll get to your question, eventually. So let me continue down further over here and see if there's anything else to look for. Looking at USD CAD, this is exactly why I didn't want to take, any early trades this morning, because the reason for this is that you can see these crazy movements right here. If I turn on the momentum indicator over here, let me swing that open actually. Right here, we have a bullish momentum, right? So we were waiting for price to break this structure over here, which it failed to do so. So what could happen here is price just rejected off here pretty heavily. And I think if we get a sell signal and price closes below this structure down here, then we can anticipate a pretty nice drop as price continues to drop. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now with people with like the House trying to impeach Trump, right? So at this point right here, if price closes below here, then we can take a sell position, but we would need a confirmation. So like, for example, here, we need that. We have a rejection off this point up here, and then we need a sell signal somewhere around here. And then we need price to close below either this structure right here. Actually, this is fine. Yeah, price can close below this structure right here. And then if that happens, we can probably take a sell entry for a nice move of like 50 pips right there. And then if price closes below here again, then we'll have another entry available right there for another sell. So guys, I'm gonna try to zoom through these questions real quick. I'm sure you guys are familiar with my Tesla. I'm actually getting my wrap done today, so I need to get out of this session by like 10. So sorry guys if I'm rushing, but I am gonna get my car wrapped this morning. So if you guys aren't familiar with the wrap that I'm getting, I think I showed you guys recently. Let me see if I could find them here. So yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with the wrap that I'm going to be getting for my my Tesla, let me see if I can pull it up over here. Getting it in Profit Blue. So guys real quick. Yeah, guys. So if you guys are familiar with it, I'm getting my car wrapped in this color right here, chrome blue. I'm gonna call it Profit Blue. I'm getting the chrome delete, so I'm getting all the black, like all the chrome deleted into black, and I'm getting it in chrome blue. So I'm gonna go drop off my Tesla to get it wrapped in that color today. So that's why I got to get off this session in like about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to zoom through these real quick. Quick analysis for USD CAD right here. This is gonna drop through there, and if it does drop through there, then we take the sell. Vice versa, price swings back above here. So this is one scenario. Scenario number 2 is if price wings up from this point over here, then we would take a buy position, right? But like I mentioned, we're going to be waiting for that. So be patient with it, guys. USD CAD right here. I'd be careful with all the USD pairs in general, because it's just it's a lot of crazy stuff going on here with them trying to impeach Trump. So that's it for USD CAD. Let me just zoom through all these real quick. I want to make sure I get through all your questions before I log off today. Next question is GA for Usman. I think I already marked it up, right? I'm not gonna go through and remark the zones. I'm just gonna make sure they're all still there. So everything there looks good. All the zones are perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the K2SRs. And looking at GA right here, we have a bullish momentum right here, right? So looking at this right here, we have, let me just draw this right here real quick. We have the rejection off this point. We have a buy signal. Well, let's say price came up, came back down, rejection off this point, buy signal and break in structure right here. So we have a long position running right here that we discussed last night, right, Usman? So like for this specific position right here, we have this going on, and I anticipate this to continue up further to test this structure right here. Hopefully your stop loss is slightly below right there so that I can hit full TP. And then at that point, it can either continue up further or it can reject off this point. So that's it for GA right here. That's same analysis from yesterday. Usman, I still think it's going to be bullish. We'll see how it plays out. The AUD is weak today, or this week actually in general. So if that continues to be weak, then I think this will continue and pull through for GA right here. So GA looks good on this one. It still has a bullish bias, and that's pretty much it for GA right there. I'm gonna look at UK 100 real quick for Varun and Sam K. So let me pull up UK 100 real quick over here. UK 100. I think I already marked this up earlier, but let me just go ahead and see if I still got it over here. So yeah, the zones here are kind of weird. Looks like the zone's kind of branched out a bit. We do have this support right there, but I think this should be good. I'm going to go ahead and close this right here. Looking at UK 100, it looks like it's attempting to break the structure right here. So I think if price pushes below this structure and closes, so if it closes right here, then you could possibly set up for a sell position right there. But I don't think it's going to move very much from now until later on, because it's already 9:30. We're about to exit US session soon. I think, yeah, London session already closed. So that's why the market volatility has died down, severely right here. It's not really moving very much. And we probably would not see too much movement until like London entry later. So just keep in mind with this that I wouldn't enter this during Asia session. Asia session is just too slow. So I personally wouldn't really want to take it. But obviously right here, we have a bearish bias, right? We want price to close below here. If it closes below the structure, then we can take a sell and this ride this down to the next structure down here. So that's pretty much what I see happening right here for UK 100. I think you guys took a sell right for the entry yesterday as well. So if I look here at the premium, yeah, you guys call a UK 100 sell right here, and then it hit full TP right there for about 600 pips. So, I mean, it looks good for the most part right here, and I think it's going to continue dropping if this candle ends up closing below here. So keep that in mind for UK 100. Let me go ahead and take a look at gold real quick for Byron before I log off, and then I have one more for Gene Vaughn. He wants me to look at US 30 again real quick, and I'll take a look at that right before I get offline. Just gotta make sure I make it to the car shop before it gets too late. So looking at gold over here, this is what I marked up earlier, Byron. So basically right here, we have a price swinging up right here. I think what's gonna happen is price will probably swing up to this point and then reject off here for another sell signal. But okay, so this is gonna be a little bit tricky thing, because with the US going through, what it's going through right now, with the trying to impeach Trump, this could easily spike up or it can spike down, because it's kind of hard to really determine whether impeaching Trump is a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because there's people on both sides. So people who see it as a good thing is probably going to strengthen the US dollar, right? So if people think impeaching Trump is a good thing for the US, it's going to go down further. Vice versa, people think it's a bad thing because they think there's like instability in the government, then it's going to go the opposite direction, because if there's uncertainty in the market, gold is a safe haven currency. So generally people put their money into gold if they're not sure, what's going to happen with the US dollar. So this right here, I personally wouldn't trade gold right now, because it's just ranging between these two zones anyways. It's just going sideways from this point, right? It's going sideways, bouncing up and down. I wouldn't take it until it breaks above here, or if it breaks below here, because the last thing you want to do is get into a trade and it ends up reversing on you, which is likely to happen, especially if the market is, very uncertain at this time. So for gold right here, I personally wouldn't take it. I would wait for it to break above or break below, because obviously you can see right here, the last time we had the rejection from this point. So we had the rejection right there. Nice rejection from right there. Buy signal right here. What happens when we get that buy signal? Rejection, buy signal, pushes up to the next structure right here, right? Vice versa, we have another rejection off this high point right here. We have a sell signal, And then what happens from that point? It pushes down to this structure right here, right? So it's the same pattern just repeating itself. Again, right here, we have a rejection off this structure right here. We have a buy signal right here. So what's going to happen here? It's probably going to test this structure. And then it can either break above it and continue up further, or it can reject off this point and come right back down. So there's there's a lot of different ways that can play out right here, Byron. You know, there's no like one way to look at it, because just looking at gold right here, there's a lot of things that can happen with regard to the news that's happening. And the last thing I want you to do is enter a trade and it ends up going the other way, right? I mean, if you want to scalp it up, you could probably scalp it up right here to this structure. I think it's about 45 pips, but it's not something that I personally would do because I think it's just too risky. But you can see right here, it's a nice bullish candle, right? It's probably going to push up, test that structure right there. Once it reaches here, then you can wait to see if price closes above here or if it rejects off it and comes back down, because you can literally hit this both ways. You can hit the buy scalp right there, take that money, catch it as it rides up further, or if it rejects down here, you take another sell and then you make some money off here, right? Because like right here, you can make money off this. It's like 116 pips, another rejection right here. Catch this down to this structure, another 130 pips right there, another buy right here, catch that up for another 15, was it like 35, 40 pips. And then if it rejects off this point again, you could take it again right here for another, 200 pips right there. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but like I mentioned right here, it's just ranging within the zone. So I would be careful with it until it breaks above or below it, because you just don't want to get caught within this range. Obviously right here, we had a rejection off top, sell, full TP, rejection, buy, sell signal, breaking structure, full TP, rejection, buy signal, breaking structure, full TP. Same situation right here, rejection off here, sell signal, breaking structure, full TP. So just keep that in mind, Byron, and I'll just be careful with it. If you are trading it, just be very, very cautious, because you don't know what's going to happen next. I know they banned Trump on Twitter, so you're not going to be seeing no tweets from Trump, but we'll be seeing what happens in the government, with coming time right here. You just follow CNBC and see all the updates going on with Trump's impeachment. So that's about it for gold right there. I'm glad that could help. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to look at before I continue forward. Yeah, exactly. And then Chris over here, or CT, he mentioned look at DXY. It tells you half the story. So like I agree with that as well. If you look up the DXY, see, look what's happening here. It's rejecting off this point. So nice rejection off this point. Thanks for mentioning that, CT. So like looking at this right here, rejection off this structure. And then if this continues to drop, this is going to indicate a weak dollar, right? If we have a weak dollar, then looking at gold right here, this is probably going to shoot up from that point. So there's another confirmation for you right there, Byron. If we have the weak dollar, this is probably going to push up from that point and then just continue pushing up from there. So thanks for mentioning that, CT. I didn't even think about that. But that's why we got a team here, guys. Like if you guys trade with us every day, you guys have knowledge from not just me, you have knowledge from CT, you have knowledge from everybody in the group. Like everyone here helps each other. We're all here for the same goal. We're all here to profit. We're not here to talk politics. We're here to make money. And that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it for gold right there. Let me just do one last analysis for Gene Vaughn real quick for US 30 before I got to log off to go drop off my card to get that wrap done. Let me just check out the questions over here again. And then let me see if there's anything else that I need to answer before I move forward. So Spencer said, do you recommend something else? He uses MT4 through Hugo's. Is that good? So Spencer, if it works for you, it's fine. I never recommend unregulated brokers, but if that's what you like to use and that's what you're comfortable with, then it's completely fine. I always recommend using a regulated broker, but that's not always the best option for everybody. So if you're trading a small account, you're fine with Hugo's way, because you probably wouldn't be able to trade much with Forex.com anyways with, account of $50. So I think you're fine for now. And then, later on, you can always move on to a fund, like a regulated account or a Ftmo account, once you're comfortable with your trading. And, I'm here to help you along that journey. So going back to US 30 over here, I think Gene Vaughn is asking for like another reentry or something, right? So looking at that right now, And sorry if I missed anyone's questions, guys. I'm just in a little bit of a rush right now because I have to step out in about like 20 minutes to drop off my car. So if I missed your question here, sorry about that, guys. And then we will continue back tomorrow. But let me just finish analyzing US 30 real quick for Gene Vaughn to see, because I think he's trying to enter another entry here. So let me just draw these zones real quick. And yeah, I'm just like really rushing right now. Let me see. Oh, okay, my phone's ringing. 650. I'm trying to think what area code is that. I always get these like these telemarketers that keep calling me. So a lot of the times I just want to skip their call. Let me just Google that real quick. What's 650 area code? I think that's Vegas. San Francisco. Okay. So it's probably a scammer trying to scam me or something like that. Someone from SF is trying to call me. Probably a telemarketer. Those are annoying. All right, so let me go ahead and mark this up real quick on the 1 hour. All right, so it looks pretty bullish right now. Oh, gotcha, CT. Yeah, you said it's up there. Oh, no, I know who it is. It's Facebook calling me. Okay. It's not CT. I think it's Facebook calling me. They call me every month to like help with my advertising and stuff. I'm like, I don't really need it. I got this got K2 going for me over here. So looking at a US 30 right here, guys, I think it's going to keep pushing up. So Gene Vaughn, if this closes above the structure in the next 23 minutes, then it's probably going to push up from this point and test this structure right here. So if you want to write it to full TP, we're on the way to full TP right now. If you follow what I mentioned earlier, Gene Vaughn, I said to put your buy stop right here, right? So if you put your buy stop right here, you'd be back in the trade and then on your way to full TP. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to re-enter it, but I personally would not re-enter just at random. You'd have to wait for an entry point. So if you wanted to put your stop loss at that high, you could have done that. Vice versa, if you wanted to go in the shorter time frames, you could have done that as well. Like on the 5 minute, try to catch these pullback signals right here. But at this point, it's just too late, Gene Vaughn. So if you're not in the trade, I don't recommend entering this late. But oh man, probably should looking nice. Let me pull up my account real quick. Let's see. All right, I'm in profit 1,500 on one account, and then on the other account, I'm in profit 1,700. Nice. Okay, cool. So I'm in profit on both of my Ftmo accounts. Unfortunately, I couldn't take that trade on my third one because they're processing my payout right now, and it's just disabled at this point in time. So I think that's it for the questions, guys. I'm going to try to look for some last minute entries on the next 4 hour candle close right now on Forex. But I think that's it for the questions over here, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, I'm probably not going to be able to answer it on live. You guys can send me a message on Telegram. You guys can see I have like 21 messages here, 4 text messages here. I have about like 70 emails to go through right now. So if you guys do have questions, just reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back online tomorrow, guys. So if I don't get your question today, we can go ahead and check out the next one for tomorrow. We got Pikachu over here. This Asian can't trade. LOL. Stick with the maths, nerd. Yeah, whatever. I know who this is. These are the losers that got kicked out of K2 before, and they're just upset because they still can't trade at this point. So I mean, it's too funny. People can just keep hating on here. It doesn't make a difference. But let me see what else we got over here real quick and see if there's anything else that we need to look for. So I'm going to look for these Forex trades real quick. And then we are going to move forward with the next one. So let's see, nothing here. I'm just going to scan through these really quick. Let's see, so we got this over here, OddCAD for, let's see, no sell over here. So we would need this to close below the structure for it to provide for a sell entry. We had odd CHF over here, nothing right there. Let's see if we have anything over here. Odd JPY, nothing right here as well. We'd have to wait for this to reclose below structure. But I'll just mark it up anyways because it looks like it could be a decent sell if we really wanted to. Odd NZD over here, nothing with that. Odd USD, no, nothing here. CAD CHF, nothing there. KJPY, nothing there. Let's see, CHF, JPY. This could possibly be a late entry here, but it's too close to the structure, so I wouldn't take that. Only 13 pips. Euro Auto over here. Let's see if there's anything else over here that needs. This over here. Let me continue on with this over here real quick. Euro odd, nothing there. Price hasn't broken structure. Euro CAD. Good thing I didn't take this trade right here, guys. I was thinking about calling this, but I'm glad I didn't because the market just isn't moving smoothly enough. Euro GBP. Nothing there. Price would have to close below the structure, but it hasn't done that yet. So no entry off there. Nothing off there. Euro NZD. Nothing there. Euro USD. Nothing there either. GA. I wish I took this trade right here. This would have been a nice entry in profit currently. Let's see. About like 50 pips. Looks good right there. GCAD over here. Nothing there. GPCHF, nothing there. GJ. Nothing there. GN, nothing there. We're just waiting for price to break structure for a lot of these pairs. There's no price breaks in structure where it's closed. So this would have been good if it closed below the structure, although it hasn't. So nothing there. Nothing there for NZD JPY. Nothing there for NZD USD. These are some crazy moves. Like you guys can see these crazy spikes right here. That's like 70 pips right there. So that's why we wouldn't take this trade right here as well, USD CAD. Because it's just too risky. I'm not trying to take any USD pairs right now because look at this right here. See for odds CHF, huge dump in price. I'll look at them, but I'm not going to take them. Like obviously right here, UJ. People are thinking about taking a buy off that, but unfortunately it ended up spiking pretty heavy right back down. So it doesn't really look like there's many entries available right now. I'm just going to keep these marked actually. The only difference would be odd JPY, but I personally wouldn't want to take it because it looks like everything is swinging back to where it's supposed to go. And the same with odd CAD as well over here. They're both just risky trades to take. So one last question from Byron. You can find me on Telegram. Just look, just go to any of the K2 pages. You'll see me as the owner for all the pages on there. It's just Sean K2, or it's just at K2_trades if you want to message me on Telegram. But you should be able to find me on there as well. Radomir said, guys, what payment method do you use for Ftmo challenge? I use credit card for mine, Radomir. And then last question for Super Sam. Let me just answer his question real quick, and then I'm gonna have to log off for the day, guys. I'll probably be back on a little later today. Actually, I have a mentoring session tonight at 3 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time. If you guys want to hop on, I'll be on that session with Joey, and then we can go forward from there. So one last question from Super Sam is NASDAQ right here. He's asking if it broke the structure. Let me go check real quick. But yeah, Byron, if you go on any of the K2 pages, just click on any of them, and I'm the owner for all the K2 pages, so you can find me on any of those. But looking at NASDAQ over here, let me see if it broke that structure that Super Sam was talking about. So it did break the structure, Super Sam, but you need at least 16 minutes for the candle to close. So in the next 16 minutes, if price closes above 13001.8, again, that's 13,001.8. If it closes above there, then you can take that buy entry. Or no, actually, no, hold up. I wouldn't take that entry just yet, Super Sam, because I just realized that there's no buy signal here. We need a buy signal as well. So if price breaks this structure right here, we would need a buy signal to close above this area, and then you can take a buy. I wouldn't take it just yet, like just because you want that confirmation. Like for example, right here, price broke structure, but then we had the buy signal, and then it shot up all the way up here, right? So you want the same situation right here. You want a buy signal to close above here so that you can ride it all the way above here, break structure, and then ride it even further, because you want that full confirmation before you enter the trade, before you get caught in any retracements or oppositeness of reversals right here. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. So if you guys haven't already, if you guys can just like the stream to help us continue to grow this channel, otherwise we will catch you guys tomorrow for the next live session. So hopefully you guys made profit off this US 30. It's about to be, it's about to hit full TP right there. When it does, you guys can think about the little horns that I'm blowing on my computer over here, and then we will continue on from there. But yeah, congrats to everybody who hit profit. Look like Larishna over here locked in some profit too. Nice. She locked in about 2,434. I'm almost there. I think I'm getting the hang of this thanks to your trades. Definitely awesome, Larishna. I'm glad to see that. She took another entry right here and passed her FTMO. So big congrats to Larishna over here. Huge profits all around. And I'm happy for all you guys. So like I mentioned, guys, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and like this stream and subscribe to the channel. That way we can continue to keep growing this channel, and I can continue to come live for you guys every day to give you guys these US 30 trades. So catch you guys tomorrow. I think that's it for today. I'm going to go drop off my car right now. I got about 15 minutes to get over there. But yeah, thanks for showing up, and I'll catch you guys later on. I'll be live in about 1, 2, 3, 4, in about 5 hours. So if you guys want to sit in on that live session, I'll be there. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.